Repeatedly, there it goes. Well, hey everyone, welcome to Think Outside the Blocks, the weekly Brickworld live stream where we talk to you about thinking outside of the perceived rigid Lego medium and also how to think outside your mental blocks. I am your co-host, Mark, and this over here, the guy on the left, is your other co-host, Ben Hauger. How are you doing this week, Ben?
I'm probably pretty pooped. This week's show brought to you by the letter P.
Yes.
And I am tired from staying awake
to
do SHIPtember. I got right to the deadline. I posted my final work in progress picture. I took the picture actually. I think it was 12:01 technically this morning, but you know, it was done at 11:59. So still working on posting the pictures though. So
good. You have a couple days to do that, right?
I want to get the pictures, the poster picture, another P, again, brought to you by the letter P, up today.
Yeah, poster picture.
The poster picture. Yep. I think Simon kind of said last week that after your last whip, they kind of give you your work in progress. They're going to give you 24 hours to post your final shot for the poster itself, which I actually have done. I have the poster shot done.
Well, check this out.
But
while we were waiting to get started tonight, and we made everyone wait a minute because you wanted to add some peas to the pea pile. Mm-hmm. So thanks for bearing with us for that extra minute, Tainted Chat. We had 8 comments before we actually went live, which is fantastic. Fabuland Bakery said, the SS Bakery has arrived. Well, good to have you. Stephen Greenwood did Brickworld in Grand Rapids last week, and we got to spend a lot of time together. A lot on my plate is relatively Stephen Greenwood's like, I saw you for 30 seconds. I'm like, that was the most time I spent with any exhibitor. Was there? And he had some really cool lighting stuff. Maybe I'll bring up the TikTok where I posted his stuff. He always has cool stuff. He's the I don't know, Ben, if you'll remember, but he was the guy who had the Ghostbusters backpack.
Okay.
At Brickworld Milwaukee 2021 or 2. They were 4 months apart. So fun story.
You can keep track anymore, right?
His name is Stephen Greenwood. And one time when he was making a comment, I was like, Stephen Greenwood has a great layout, like a Ninjago city. That's not actually a Ninjago. It's based on an actual city in the Philippines. But that would be Stephen Gabriel, who also displays at Brickworld Milwaukee. So when I saw Stephen Greenwood in person at Grand Rapids, I was like, that's not who I thought it was. So I'm sorry, Fabuland Bakery. I had a different picture of a person in my head. Also, at the same time, an amazing designer, brings fun stuff, really entertains the crowd. And Charlie Kaufman, hey, he just had his first Brickworld this last weekend. We met Charlie Kaufman during the virtual shows where he would hang out at the info desk and just talk to us about Lego stuff. And so we got to see Charlie Kaufman in person for the first time, and he was like almost a staff member because he volunteered to do so much stuff. So it was nice to meet Charlie Kaufman as well. He says, hello, Brickworld fans. Grand Rapids was great. Can't wait till next year. Bigger and better. Yeah, I agree. Grand Rapids was a unique show.
Is that a promise, the bigger and better, or is that just hopeful?
A promise. Always a promise. I think it's a promise from my heart, but it's definitely a promise from Charlie Kaufman. I feel like he's going to bring it more. When you go to your first show, and I think he's displayed with WN Lug for a while. But like when you have a passion, and you just got to see this guy, you got to meet him in person. He's just like, he's all positive energy. P for positive energy. Fabuland Bakery also said Grand Rapids was pretty good. As we just like
pretty good. Okay.
P for pretty good. Makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Monica Berry, your best friend, is in the house. Ahoy hoy, she says. Rob Claxton is here, and we got a bunch of people saying hello to each other. So like the Tainted know each other and they're buddies.
Becoming buddies, yep.
So Fabuland Bakery says, sitting down with his dinner. What's people snacking on? What do you think we're snacking on? We're snacking on Dots homestyle pretzels.
We should be.
I got a new bag of them because we were out.
The family size.
Alex Sneer, Mr. Sneer, as we call him, brought a plethora of Dots pretzels to
Starts with P. Another good one.
Grand Rapids for the staff room. A plethora? Oh,
A
nice.
plethora.
There's lots of keywords out there.
Lots.
Pay
Lots
attention.
and lots. Yep.
Pay attention, Wordle. So I tried the Southwest for the first time.
Okay. And
there's something in it.
Hmm.
Monica Berry had some chips. Smash that like button. Thank you, Fabuland Bakery. Yes, if you like what you're seeing, which why wouldn't you? Please hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button because we've got lots of fun stuff coming up. And this is episode 20. We blew past that first 10, and now we're in the second 10. And there's no turning back from here. We're just going to keep creating more content. We're going to be mock based and talking about how to design, how to think outside the blocks. And so if you're into this type of live stream and this type of Lego discussion, we will bring that every week, as much as we're adding more stuff to make sure that people are still happy and talking about,
of course, yes,
all of the aspects of Lego.
Exactly. You know, we want to include everyone in the hobby, but we hope that if you come in because you like other things, you like your collector, you like displaying, maybe you'll try with some of our encouragement to build your own things too.
Yeah.
But you know, there are still things common to the hobby that we love to talk about. Last week, we were brought to you by the letter S. We talked about stickers and snacks and shows and all kinds of fun stuff. I know Mark wasn't here, and a lot of you were probably at Grand Rapids, but quite honestly, it was a pristine show. Another P. Nice. Go back and take a listen. You can always watch it on the replay, of course. Give it a like. Give it a thumbs up.
I watched it.
Awesome.
I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
I would have liked it, but I think we get like I think we like our own streams. They deduce us a little bit on the potential with a P for what's it called? Monetization.
Yes.
Not my favorite word. I don't like that word. It doubles too many hard comments. Eco Buns Baby and Company says, hey, and you know what? Eco Buns Baby and Company asked me at a fire pit last weekend at Grand Rapids. She said, how do you pronounce my screen name? And I'm like, I know, I caught this like 90% of the way through all the times that I said it. I called her Echo Buns for weeks, but it's not Echo Buns, it's Eco Buns. Eco Buns Baby and Company. And that's an actual store. I mean, if you have a kid, if you're a family person, you got babies, toddlers, you got kids in your life, check out Eco Buns Baby and Company online. Got an excellent retail store there. I don't know, Eco Buns Baby and Company, do you ship? We have Lego Team B says that something is epic, and it's been a while since that comment was made, so I just assume she just means us.
Lego Team B. One of my best friends.
Yeah.
He indeed. Maybe you know, just talking about how excited he was for the show today with you and I back together again.
Oh, me too.
Back together again.
It's the same thing. I was positively with B ecstatic to be back on the live stream because like last week after the show, I was like, man, I missed it. I like being on here. I like building new stuff for it, which I haven't done for a while, but I did some playing around in studio this week.
Awesome. You were probably pretty tired after the Grand Rapids show.
So Italy for 2 weeks, a week off of traveling, but definitely on for trying to get Grand Rapids ready. I think I burnt my staff out. Anyone who worked for me this week, raise your hand. If my staff is in the tainted tonight, which they're probably not because they're probably sick of me, I was probably like, no, we got to do this. And everyone was my staff worked their butts off. They worked their, what's a P word for butt?
Patootie.
That's what I was looking for. All I had in my head was patootie. I was like, I don't want to say that word because I don't think it's a real word. They worked their patooties off. I think everyone got a little burnt out. And so I was like, it was a great show with high positive energy. And at the end of the week, I was like, I cannot do this to my staff again because they worked their patooties off and they were exhausted.
But the good news is, and I think this is positive for me personally, you had a great First show, probably your best ever. I
It
believe that
was
is what you told me.
it was definitely the best ever.
And so that gives me hope that you can continue expand and someday make it to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And that would be exciting for me to have a home show that's actually in my home state.
Maybe we'll go to St.
Um,
Paul with a P.
yes, that's even closer to my house than Minneapolis with 2 P's. It's actually still just got 1 P.
You just pull P's out of the middle of words all night.
Why
But
not?
actually, the letter P, which exists in a lot of words. So we'll find the P's in every word we say tonight. That'll be fun.
Yeah, before we hop back to the chat, why don't we just give a quick show of what we plan to talk about today? Because
Do that.
we do like to give our show run nowadays. Coming up, brought to you by the letter P as mentioned, we'll talk about SHIPtember. It was a
Yep.
photo finish, as I already mentioned, and I'm working
Hey,
on finishing the photos now.
and while we talk about your SHIPtember, I'm going to go P
There you
because I
go.
didn't get to before the show started because I had to restart my computer and I'm trying to export some video for the outro.
Yes, then we'll talk about
I'm going to P.
what you're working on in LDD for the public participation
Yeah, I should open
section of Brickworld.
it.
And then we'll get into police, where we're going to talk about some fun off-topic stuff, including plumbing, price to parts, and some recent purchases we have.
Love it. I'm positively excited. I'm just going to add the adverb positively to everything for the letter P night.
Yes. It's a great letter.
So EcoBuns Baby and Company agrees. Grand Rapids was great, and part of the reason it was great is because she was there working for us, and she brought her positive energy to everything, which we all desperately needed. EcoBuns Baby and Company is always positive, and it's just happy, just like gives like you like it. She has that sort of what's it called? The skill. There's not a skill. There's something about her though. Like she just knows how to hit you right where you are, and it's always nice to have her around. Excellent addition to the staff. Really worked her patootie off this weekend as well, and just was an absolute joy to have around for everyone's basic energy. Keep us all going. And again, people are the tainted are commenting really fast, so I don't know what some of these mean. Somebody snuck in.
I think they're just happy and excited that we're both back together and that they're not at the Grand Rapids show this week.
Right. Fabulous Bakery confirms it was Milwaukee 2022 where he first brought the Ghostbusters backpack, which is still alive and kicking. And as Monica Berry confirms, as did Fabulous Bakery, it was also at Brickworld Chicago 2022. Was it 2022 or 2023 he brought it? Someone clarify for me because I thought this year was the first year we saw it there. Nope, never did a city like that.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, we know so Stephen Greenwood with the converted name, thanks to Mark.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, right. Stephen's just common, but it was the last name starting with the letter G that screwed me up.
And the first name starting with Stephen.
Dustin confirms that it'll be bigger and better next year. So Dustin's been working on sponsorships for us, and also a lot of he got one of our sponsors to do an full appreciation night at a brewery, and that's where EcoBuns Baby and Company asked me by the fire pit, "Do you know how to pronounce my name?" And I did, only because I finally thought about it. I need a double-decker couch. Yes, to all sit down and watch TV together like buddies. Yeah, that's true. We do. Yeah. I was also dead when I rewatched it. I rewatched last week's show, Ben, at I think 1 a.m. I started it just because it was nice to be back in my hotel room and just have some me time for once because it was a really, really busy week.
Yeah, I got the feeling that you had watched it because you had commented that this week we would be doing the letter P for price to parts. And I thought, perfect, we can come up with all kinds of P's.
Is my internet struggling?
You seem to be okay. You had one little hiccup with a little stutter, but it wasn't too bad.
I hope so. I hope it keeps up because in watching back, there was the last stream I was on, it was I was telling you turned it into a circle, but you didn't.
No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. No, I upgraded that internet. And like max headroom in the rest of the stream, so we'll see.
I guess I could do a speed test and see if there's anything wrong, but
Nah, I
not
think we're
like I
fine.
can change it right now. Um, oh, EcoBuns Baby and Company thinks I'm the best. As we go over these comments, do you want to set up your camera to show us your final SHIPtember? Yeah,
Well, only part of
was
the ship
this?
is here,
Oh,
but
the comments. Only
I only
part
have
of
part
the
of the
ship is
ship here. The other part is upstairs in the photo studio.
here? P for photo.
However, I think this is the part we're going to want to see anyway, and then I'll show you
Okay.
some pictures that I'm working on.
Well, it'd be nice to see half of it.
Well, I agree.
I don't, but all right.
Well, let's just start with this, okay? I'll start with this and then we'll move to the second camera. I will add my second camera here. Extra camera.
It's ready to go. I see it in the green room.
Oh boy.
Oh, you got lots of stuff in the green room. All right.
Yeah, but let's start with this. Hold on here. Let's take this off.
Okay.
And we'll fix this. There's
While
lots of fun stuff going on here.
Ben is doing that, go back to some of the comments we have here. Ship all over the U.S. Oh, so Buns Baby and Company does ship all over the U.S., but not Canada or Mexico. Great, that's awesome. So check out the website if you just Google EcoBuns Baby and Company, I think you'll find the website. A lot of great products. Authorized Lego seller. And let's see. As she confirms, it was such a fun weekend. I completely agree. Faberland Bakery says Paige would say hello. Also wants to know what you can use her for at Fort Wayne. So we actually kind of somewhat ran out of space, but if Paige wants to come down and display, we can definitely make room for her. Staff wise, the Coliseum in Fort Wayne kind of takes care of everything. So we don't need too much staff there. We've got like a skeleton crew of 5 people, and so we'd love to have her there, but we can't utilize her in the same way that we normally would. But as usual, we have the volunteer list where you get paid with Lego gift cards for like play brick shifts and for interactive exhibit shifts. And then Family Bakery says also piranha plants. Yes, add that to the P. We can talk about
That's a
that.
new thing we can talk about for sure.
Definitely. About 10 minutes behind on comments. Well, am I caught up?
That might be
Oh
true.
my
We're getting
God.
closer now.
True. Look at this. They're going to keep going. So why don't you talk about your ship for a bit? We'll catch up on you. And like some of them. Oh, Monica Berry. She says my internet's not struggling anymore. Hey, and we were speak of the devil. Hawkeye Lego Man is here. He was also did a lot of work for us at Grand Rapids. Monica Berry says that's when Steve and I first met. Oh, okay. I wonder how you guys were such good friends, which is awesome. Look who's here. It's Dustin. We were just talking about him. You miss some love for you and your work in Grand Rapids, Mr. D's. Let's see what else we got here. Lego Team B says there's a blast from the past. Max Headroom. Yes, thank you. And it's a P for past. The show has been brought to you by Past. If you could take us both out. Oh, you're eating pad thai. See, I love pea night. Pea night is awesome. Yes, thank you. Take us out because I'm going to pee.
All right.
Oh, P for Paige. P for Paige Pritchard. There we go. Perfect.
And pad thai and everything else. So here is where I am pleased to say I finished SHIPtember. Of course, what is SHIPtember? Well, we've talked about it a bunch of times, but here it is again. SHIPtember is the exercise of building a Lego ship. SHIP is an acronym, stands for Seriously Huge Investment in Parts, where you are supposed to take 1 month to build an enormous space vessel, and then share it on the interwebs as you're progressing, another P, through the month. So this is where I ended up, which I've been told is, of course, Lego Team B very much enjoys the ship, saying it's positively prodigious. But here it is, my final ship. It doesn't have a name yet, but I was calling it the Blockade Breaker. Those are double B's. Unfortunately, not P's. But this is the last photo I took. This one will get edited to add a background, among other things, for what they call the hero shot. The 3/4 angle here is what people like to call this. And this is usually the angle that you do for sort of the show-off photo, if you will.
Nice.
And so this is where I ended up with this guy. I finished, like I said, um, right at the deadline, basically 11:50 last night,
Nice.
um, with a little break for some plumbing issues, and we'll talk about that when we get a little further down in our P's.
Sounds fun. Fun with pH.
Yeah, but
So
here you can see the higher quality photo in the photo tent. This thing's pretty big, as you can imagine, so it's a very large light tent. It's
yeah,
awkwardly set up,
yeah.
and therefore there are some dark spots you can see. But
Well, and on the right side, it looks like there's like a horror movie monster about to break through the.
yep, that
Just to say real quick, Hawkeye Lego Man, you missed it. I talked about your dots at the beginning of the stream, so you got to be here on time if you want to hear yourself shouted out, my friend.
you do, yes, and I think mostly the light tent, what it does for most things is I try to get it to diffuse the light so I don't get hot spots. You can see I got a couple of small hot spots on here where
Yeah,
it's really bright. But
yeah.
for the
See,
most part,
that's
it
why you're still working on the photos because and the live stream got in the way of you perfecting that, right?
it's true. Yep. But I do have a couple
Perfecting
that are
it.
that do have the background wiped out. But this will kind of be the main one I'll work on for what they call the quote unquote hero shot.
Yeah. So
But let me
when
add
I
this to the stage here. Ask your question, then I'll add this one here.
when you first sent me the text with the updated chip this week, um, I was thinking, oh, this is different for Ben because it looks like a freighter with pH. And then you confirmed without me saying that because I didn't want to. I wasn't sure if that's what you're going for. You confirmed that it's a ship within a ship, so it's some
That's
sort
right.
of like craft carrier, right? Which I freaking love. It's just it's a different shape from you. It's a different sort of concept. You said it
Yep.
was a different ship than you've built before, and so tell us more about that, please.
Yeah. So what I decided to go for here, kind of the idea was that this ship had to have a function that was different than everything else I did. And so kind of what I ended up deciding on was I was going to build a ship that sort of separated. I was also watching um, some Star Trek in the early seasons of Next Generation. They were big fans of separating the saucer section. They kind of stopped doing that later on. But I really wanted two ships here with this
Yeah,
idea that the bottom half of the ship was sort of a docking type station, and then the top half was really built more for quick response to help destroy any sort of ships that might be pestering the blockade
yeah.
breaker here.
I love the story. And why not? Why not take a challenge that you have to build a spaceship in 30 days and make it twice as hard and
Make
really challenge yourself?
make a pair of them. So here's the top section as it pulls
Nice.
off,
Yeah, yeah.
which I had just finished. This was the last thing I finished, so it was viewed on the stream a lot less than some of the other things.
Okay.
And probably the biggest thing that I worked on
Oh, oh,
is
the
this
depth of that
crazy
effect.
engine
Yeah.
section.
Yes. That's beautiful.
There's a couple things that I didn't quite finish in my limited time with SHIPtember. For example, these nice little built-out sections should probably have something clipped into them. They don't yet. Got a
Okay.
couple studs showing back here. It's not quite greebled. And then the other thing I was working on that I gave up on was changing this middle sort of armor layer to be able to cover um, the three engines here in the middle.
Well, I
Didn't
think that's
quite get around to it, so I might still, but didn't get to that for the
yeah.
photos for SHIPtember.
Fairland Bakery said nice usage of the roller coaster tracks, and I was thinking the same thing. It's just nice to see those pieces used in a different way. It's it's one of those things where, as Lego fans, we're always going to say, "Oh, roller coaster," when we see the back of your ship, and we're going to see, we expect it, like, is there a car on it? Is it a ride? And then be like, "Oh no, it's just a nice parts usage, a nice parts usage with P." But the nice thing about SHIPtember is even if you're not finished with the PH, you have a great base, an amazing base for a ship that if you want to tweak it and bring it to the next, AFOL Expo that you do, you have time to do that, and you've left yourself like parts that you can slot in when you're ready. Like literally, with you have those Technic bricks there that you want something to slot in, and you can easily replace those panels because you already have one built.
That's
So
right,
it's like,
half built at least. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah, there'll be a couple changes before this makes it to Chicago, but I have no doubt that it will. The fact that it's 2 ships also makes it a little easier to transport, I should hope.
Super loves all the orange.
Oh yes. I also got a little lucky here. I use a lot of orange. I've liked this color. I've used it multiple times.
That's
The
Ben's
brick
space color.
wall has flipped over to a Halloween theme, which includes a buildable pumpkin.
Oh no.
And so lots of orange on the pick-a-brick wall right now for anyone who's a fan of orange.
Yeah.
The other thing that I did with this one so that I could take it on and off the bottom part is I built in these little handles here that pop up.
Yeah, so you can
A
carry
couple
it.
of them, so I can
swoop.
lift it off.
Yeah, needs to be
And move
swooshed.
it around.
So Fabian Bakery says it looks like a delicious creamsicle bar. So we'll make sure that we don't put him near you at the next expo because we don't want him tasting it. Roger Snow confirms it looks great.
Don't lick it. Don't lick it.
Don't lick the spaceship. Joel and Child says, "Too bad my closest Lego store is over an hour away." Yeah, but it's worth the investment. It's worth the investment in time if you can put some other errands together with that. Yeah, where is the nearest one to Fort Wayne, Joellen? Lego Team B says, "Seriously, congratulations, Ben," and I agree with that. Great job. Yeah, an amazing job. It looks like your Greebling game stepped up quite a bit. Does it swoosh easily when you pick it up with those handles?
This one, it swooshes pretty well because how I've kind of built this and how I like to handle it is I use the farther handle here, and I put my hand down under the engine section, which is a lot heavier. It lifts off pretty well. It does swoosh around.
Yeah, because you know the spot to grab it from where it's not all from underneath.
Right.
Did my internet just lag?
Just for half a second.
Sorry.
There's no big deal.
Darn it. Roger Snow thinks you built a knife because he says that you have a very cleaver handle. Evelyn Bakery says, "Get in my belly." Yeah, poor Mike Myers squandered all of his fan love with the Love Guru. Joel Child says, "Indies." Oh, it's only an hour away. What?
Yep. And we can switch back over.
Yeah, you can make trips for Indy. Yep. Thank you, Stupa. Yeah, this is nice. Like it's just there's something very aesthetically pleasing about it. Probably the proportions. I don't know for sure. You know what else is a P, Ben? Is pareidolia.
Yeah. Do we see how many faces do we see here? Do we see many, or did I avoid them for the most part?
You know what? I don't see any. I know that there's one behind the landing bay there. But because you sent me a text of it. Crystal Whitaker says it looks awesome. It's nice to have Crystal back. Hello, Crystal. Thanks for joining us. Crystal, did you check the EB thread to see what the new collaborative theme is for 2024 Brick World Chicago? Check it out. I think it. Oh yeah, you did because you already claimed something that I also want to do. So Crystal, real quick. I love the area that you chose, and I don't have the time to do it. So as I'm scratching my chest hair, thank you, Ben, for putting me back on camera.
That's what I was just intending to bring up another image here.
I want to do the arborvitae, Crystal, is my point. On the outside. So garden you, arborvitae me, maybe. Yeah, what are you showing me here?
So one of the main features on the lower section here, couple things. First of all, you can see my pointer now. Here's the bridge for the lower section. Also looks out onto the landing platform on the bottom. But this back section, which is a large hangar for fighter craft, I had a fear that if I sealed it off completely, I would not be able to reach in and pick up things that fell in or move fighters around. So I built it with these sliding covers.
Oh, what on earth? Really?
So that you can close it all the way up or open it up half at a time so I can get my hand in there and move stuff around.
That's a great shot there. It looks actually like a almost like a rendering. Something about the lighting that reminds me of my renderings from studio.
Yeah, this is probably where the light was looking the best. But
yeah,
you can see
really nice lighting.
Can see some. This has got a bit of pareidolia here with kind of some eyes and a big mouth.
The eyes around the edge is what I saw actually.
Yeah, but here's kind of a fun little area that I'm gonna include with some of the detail shots when I get around to it. So
nice.
now let's see here.
So Rob Claxton says that he hopes that Brick World Chicago 2024 will be just as good as this year's event or even better. I have to agree with that sentiment. I would also enjoy that. That would be a good thing.
There we are.
And thank you, Crystal. I'll start working on those because I want them in my my Fabuland orchard. So I may as well just like double up or create a variation for each so it's not so obvious. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go back here. Supa says that it's actually an hour and a half between Fort Wayne and Indianapolis, and I said, well, Joellen drives fast. She's got a kid, so she knows how to get around, and she's got dogs too, who oftentimes need to go to the vet. As I've had long conversations with her about. So yeah, she knows how to get around. And then Fabuland Bakery says light was diffuse enough.
Yes, that's probably what helped with that particular picture. Is the lighting worked better in there than some of the other ones. So let's.
It's great.
Can I do this? Let me just try this.
We'll see. You can try.
Let me do.
Oh, over an hour. Sorry. Michael Fujiwara. Sorry. Michael Fujiwara is back. Yay, good to see you. Thank you for being here. It's been a couple weeks since we saw some comments from you, so thank you for joining us. And then Fabuland Bakery says, speeding down 69, eh? How you get from Fort Wayne to Indianapolis, in case any of you were wondering, if it wasn't already obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a nice shot too. Yeah, you nailed the lighting here.
Yeah, so a couple of these close-up shots have some nice lighting. I had to sort of pick through the ones I want to use. But here's another kind of shot of the heavy back section where the hangar bay is. And then we can see sort of that's the overall shot for the bottom section that I'm working on editing.
Ooh.
So you can see some detail there and some of the shaping.
Ooh.
I like to adjust the lighting a little.
I didn't realize there was so much orange in the base.
I got a little bit snuck a little bit more orange in there, so it wasn't all just a gray mess. So there it is. This is sort of the direct on is sort of required for the poster for the SHIPtember purposes. There's sort of the back side.
Yeah, I like your orthogonal angle there.
The chunky backside there. And that'll be the picture we'll use. And then here's the poster shot that will go up on the SHIPtember poster. So
love it.
Lots of stuff going on, but there it is. We finished SHIPtember. I made it. It was tough, harder than most years. The ship is very long. You're supposed to do 100 studs. It's probably from tip to stern 160, 165. I don't know. It's much longer than it needs to be in order to qualify.
But you made it.
But we made it. Yep.
So it's like it's a 100 stud minimum.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be at least 100 studs. I've never limited myself to just 100. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do, there's always people who joke around about just doing 99 studs just to kind of mess with everyone.
Well,
but that'd be kind of fun.
I was thinking about doing my sci-fi build as like, let's finish this up and throw it into SHIPtember since it's like the space station. And it's at like, it's at 96 studs and be like, when I'm going to tack 4 studs onto the end of it to make it like 100. Like, I'm not sure it's worth it. But now I know I could have, for some reason I was thinking it was limited to 100 studs, which is obviously not the case. So I could have just added another base plate and continued on with the participation.
Sure.
Of our P, brought to you by the letter P night. Hey, what's this? I've seen this before. I'm just making sure that
it's thick with a couple C's. That's like thick in the good way.
That's like how the kids say it, huh?
Yes.
Michael Fujiwara says we're hoping to drive to Chicago this year in an RV. That sounds like a good time. You can fit plenty of mocks in an RV as opposed to just your suitcases or whatever else you have. So my internet speed test came back positive. 932 megabytes of upload speed. So it should be going all right. I closed all my what are they called? All my video editing software. See if it was just my computer that was stopping it from going up.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you've got an occasional
we'll
stutter, but
see.
it's not
Hopefully,
too
I won't
bad.
lag anymore.
I think we'll be fine. We'll get through it.
I don't
We'll
like
get through
it.
it. People like you for your charming personality, not for your internet speed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the internet speed apparently, and I have several options here too. So I am looking for what's next on our list. Is it me?
Well, next on our list, since you asked, would happen to be show topic number 3. Oh, show topic number 2, public participation.
Which was originally the sci-fi build. Let me see if I have one actually in Studio. I do. I have a folder. I don't have a studio folder for it. So that was originally. I've been building the sci-fi city for our what's it called? Our interactivity city, which is something that the guests build. So it's an actual display at the shows that the guests build parts of. Like what Team B says, an RV, Ben could fit 1 to 2 ships tops.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've seen him fit like 8 ships into a station wagon because when we did Brickworld Kansas City, we had somebody with like 4 or 5 tables not show up, and Ben's like, "I got stuff." So he just like, went to a station wagon. It was kind of a station wagon, wasn't it?
It's an SUV, but it's not an RV, that's for sure.
It looks like it is an SUV. Yeah. So I think you could fit like 20 ships in an RV. Something to talk to Rachel about. See if is it time to buy an RV, Rachel?
I don't think she'd be up with that, but who knows?
The only work I've done in the last couple weeks has been through Studio. So I was just going to share my Studio files and talk about how to design with Studio. But so that doesn't give us any sort of opportunity to show you what anything I built here. That's a file I don't want to open. Hold on, sorry. It said steampunk, and it's just a bunch of monorail track, and it took a really long time to load because it's base plates and monorail track. I was trying to lay something out for Brickworld Milwaukee where we were going to do a steampunk collaborative, but it hasn't come together quite yet. Where am I at with? So Ben, you keep talking while I look at these files to see what I should open.
So what I'm working on now, of course, is editing the pictures. I would say medium at photo editing. I'm not the worst at it, but I'm not the greatest either. But it's an important skill to have if you are planning to share as a mocker. I tend to use the GIMP, the new image editor. That's its initials, GIMP. Maybe it's GIMP if you're into the GIF versus GIF debate, right?
Right.
But that's the one I use because it's free. It's very photo. It is GIF. By the way,
no, it's not.
It is. Sorry,
no, wrong.
It is.
Brought to you by the letter J.
How do you spell giraffe again? I just want to know. Start with a J. I don't recall.
Let's talk about English. Let's talk about American English and how many times consonants change their sounds. Michael Fujiwara asked me if it was a brick-built monorail. No, it was just pulling monorail track out. It's the base plates that make it load slowly. I don't have the time or patience to do a brick-built monorail. I just depend on. I have a ton of the old monorail track, so that's how I do mine. Anyway, Ben, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, the photo editing, it's a skill. I always tell everyone, I spend far more time building the mocks than I do working on the pictures. But it's an important skill to have some light computer skills. And for me, I don't have the time or the patience. Some people I think are really good at this, and they can set the background up so they don't really need to do a lot of editing afterwards.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't have the right studio for it. I can barely fit the ship in that enormous light box that I have, that enormous light tent. And for whatever reason, like the background bits that you can put in, like the different colored bits, they never fit in right, and they're not the right size for it anyway. So I end up spending a lot of time editing images, which is fine.
Sorry.
But it's just part of the process, I think, if you get really into sharing online.
So apparently I don't know how to do what you do. Oh, here, I can just do this. Go to that. There we go. Did not mean to interrupt your
No, it's fine. That's wonderful.
story there. Let's see. Michael Fujiwara says, want to build one like Stefan Formentano's, which, yeah, we should actually Google that because that is very cool. But it's very part intensive. It seems like it would be, you have to do a lot of testing with it. There's a few really smart ways to do custom roller coasters and custom monorails that just seem like I'll leave it to the engineers, and I'll work with the medium of Lego as they made these sorts of things, because I just like, I don't know, I feel like I can dive into it, but I feel like I feel like I'm the type of person that would just like obsess over it until it was like completely done. So, all right, ready? Because I think I might actually finally.
Yeah, I'm totally ready.
All right, good. So this is what I've been building, and I haven't built anything out of physical bricks for a while because we're still trying to. I can't wait till I don't use this word anymore. This term, I can't wait till it's out of my vernacular. But basement flood, still trying to like kind of reorganize things. But at least now I know anytime I invest in it, where I put stuff, it's going to stay there. So that's been empowering with a P as the third letter. So here's what I took my inspiration from going to Italy for. I started working on the orchard house, and I changed it quite a bit from where it originally was. Take Michael's comment down there. So I mean, this is just a bit of base work. Like, this isn't even how I would leave it. Like this portion. I wish you can get the light source for studio down here. Like, can you see my mouse? I don't think you can. But down to like the bottom right, so that you can, when you move this around, you can actually see light on your creation. But yeah, just basically working with the basic structure of buildings that I saw when I was in Italy, and kind of making that orchard look to it. And then I worked with these colors that I really want to work with for the orchard house in bright pink, white, and turquoise, because I saw that color scheme all over the place in Italy, and I really loved it. And I think it works perfectly with my my desire to add more color to my builds, not just make them all, gray and tan. And I'm like, this right here is kind of what I've been doing with half timbered for a while. And I'm like, let's break out of the half timbered too. So I was just kind of like making basic walls and windows here. And I switched over to trying to make cracked plaster again, which you guys saw my last attempt 2 weeks ago. And I deleted all of them out because they just don't make the pieces that I want to use in dark pink or in bright pink yet. So with this basis, which I know is not a ton, but with just what you see here, Ben, what do you think? How do you think my progress is going? Kind of see some of my techniques in here and making the freeze the way I want it. What do you see? What do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on here. I like the taller columns. I like sort of that double archway design. I guess I don't know enough from looking at the Italian architecture, the sort of the base you have here, which is just sort of built up bricks for the steps and the lower portion.
Yeah.
Is that just sort of a stand-in and there'll be a different facade on it, or are you going
Correct.
to do something
Exactly.
else there? Okay.
Yeah, letting that sit there, and I'll add texture to it later. I just want to get the shape done first.
Okay. So what kind of thing do they usually do in sort of that, sort of the lower portion of a building in this Italian type setting? What's the typical material or look that would go on down there?
There are a lot of vines, even in the cities. Like, there's a lot of like growing foliage on archways and foundations. These buildings have been around forever, so it's kind of like things grow in them. I think they do kind of landscape those, or what do you call it? Like
Okay. Prune them.
Prune them, yeah. Or there's a word that you also use when you're doing. They manicure them. They manicure them to look good with the building. So there's a lot of that occurs, but also there's a lot of cracks. There's a lot of like worn plaster. There's a lot of levels. So it's like plaster over brick over, whatever else they've put on the inside to reinforce the foundations. So there's a lot of textures. And so as I'm working with new textures, probably gray is the easiest way to is the easiest color to work with because there's so many pieces available in it. So when I'm trying to make a different texture out of, like, say, dark pink, it's a little bit more difficult. Um, Michael Fujiwara says, "Oh, hold on. Fabuland Bakery said there was a leak in the basement for him. It's been rough on protecting Lego." I completely get that. Michael Fujiwara says, "It's cool." Well, thank you very much. I hope it's going to be much cooler. This is like, it's a torture of trying to get it from studio into real brick and, like, not have all of your parts where you expect them to be. So wah for me. Um, and then, yeah, Michael Fujiwara says, so I did not see a lot of lattice there. I do like the idea of lattice. It doesn't need to be completely what I saw in Italy. It's just kind of like taking my aesthetic to a different level, like giving me some new inspiration to change kind of like what a base aesthetic has become for me, like all my tips and like all my little tricks that I just kind of like go to. All of the foliage there seemed to just climb up the walls or up the columns of whatever buildings they were on. And there were several things where they would get into the gutters or get into like sort of the window wells and just grow out of. So as Ben and I have talked about in some of our Lost episodes, some of my vines just come out of nowhere. And so we were working on getting like roots in the ground to show that it was a vine that grew out of the garden and up the building. And that wasn't my experience in Italy. There's a lot of plants that just grow on buildings out of
Yeah.
your planter boxes
Like
sometimes.
how do they get on there? They're growing out of something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
It
it's
might
just
be literal cracks
right.
in the what's it called? Plaster.
Yeah, cracks in the plaster. Apparently it's wet enough in there, you get a little dirt in there and it supports life, and all of a sudden the vine just actually grows out of the building.
Yeah, and you see this little thing I got down here. There's a lot of like what do you call them? There's a lot of like wide brick corners. So I was trying to like or like offset brick corners to kind of like hold the building together or like make a stronger structure. And so I was working with these ingot pieces because I do have a bunch of them. Um, let's see. Oops, we did that thing. Epiphytic. Epiphytic plants need very little dirt. Oh, I wonder what the Latin roots are for epiphytic. What a fun word. But like I saw
Probably
this.
means something to do with a root. It literally probably means shallow root plant or something. I don't know.
Who's got Google handy? Anybody? But there's also what do they call them? Air plants that grow out of a lot of things. I saw a lot of those in when I lived in California. But like getting this offset that I've gotten on the corner of a lot of my builds
Yeah.
is harder to do with the ingots. So you see, I'm kind of like working with some brackets to get them to butt up to each other, and it's not as easy as it is with other tiles because with other tiles, sorry, I'll use a 1x2 here and a 2x2 here, and it kind of hides everything that's happening behind it. But you only have the 1x2s to work
The
with.
1x2s.
So I left that there. We'll see if I'm able to work it into anything else. Let's see what this is. Moving on to the
Yeah.
next. Oh, this is all my attempts. I think we've looked at this before, you and I. I don't know if it was in the lost tapes or if it was in a recent live stream, but I'm trying to get actual Fabuland wall pieces into things. And I did some more work on this one. I think this would have been the one I showed you, with getting like timber around Fabuland wall parts. And I'd like to do this in actual bricks to kind of show how it would look. I think it would still look a little cheesy or like a little bit juniory. Certain plants just grow on the lava rocks or fields. Oh yeah, nice. See, they don't always need roots coming out of the ground. Good
Yeah.
to
I
know.
mean,
I don't always
sometimes
like them.
we're building these creeping vines, and I mean, the issue on those is they seem to like start from the top and creep down, but
Yeah,
that might actually be possible in certain climates
yeah,
where a crack somewhere in your building, it just um, gives enough space for one of these plants to come through. It looks like Don's giving us
Dawn
um,
Sloboda.
some actual
Oh,
definition
she
there
loves her Google.
from the Googles.
Perfect. plant organism that grows on the surface of another plant and derives its moisture and nutrients from the air, rainwater, or from debris accumulating around it. Good. Hey, thank you. See, Fabuland Bakery, it is an educational live stream. Sometimes you learn here. I don't know.
Does that qualify us to get like special
What's
dispensation or something from the Googles when they're running their
Oh no, I seriously doubt it.
when they're running their monetization? They say, "Oh, that show's not only wonderful but educational as well.
Yes.
We
And
should
so
double the
yeah,
monetization."
I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Google is Don Sloboda's friend and all of our friends. And as Fabuland Bakery says, yay, Don is here. I feel the same way. Always feel better when Don's around. You know, stuff's going to get taken care of. I don't know if you can tell from the studio file, but what do you think of how I'm working with these panels? I think my big concern is like I've got a, hold on, let me get back on the screen there. I've got like a little, half step here to do the half timber. And then there's a full step when you move up, which is kind of what annoys me about it. Do you see anything
so
you like, dislike?
how much of that wall is the Fabuland build? Is it just sort of the panel piece in the window?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's very well integrated, and it gives it that cartoony vibe still, with some extra technique to really, push it. I think it is something that I think is really cool, at least, because to me, I didn't know. I was like, well, what part of that's just the Fabuland panel? Well, it's really just a small portion of this.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, I have so many of them. I like to really make it fabulous.
Fancy that.
What's that?
Fancy that. And I can see over to the left, sort of your base work.
Yeah.
For doing this.
Whoa, sorry everybody.
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Sort of some of the base work you're doing on these to get it to to have that same approach. I think it is nice to be able to take that part and then incorporate it with some newer style.
Yeah. Trying to do it. It's difficult because this doesn't meet up, like this window sill doesn't meet up with any other Lego geometry. So I can't move this piece here over a stud. I can't bring this all the way down to the top because it doesn't meet up with like stud lengths. So if you look here, got this, let me make sure I don't make everyone seasick. Got this piece here, like this is the actual panel. And then if you look at it from the other side, this is another thing you saw a lot in Italy. You see it in Amsterdam, London, like all those places that have like antiquity buildings in them, where they've got the base foundation and then they've built something else on top of when they decided like take the building down. So I was kind of like trying to make this like this old like almost ancient foundation, and then there's something newer on top of it. And using these pieces, and there's a lot of plaster around beautiful windows in these areas, and I just love all European architecture, and I really want Fabuland Village to kind of be a part of that. So I did a couple iterations of this with actual Fabuland walls, and again, this is here. I don't mind it all this space anymore, because when you're working with something like this, however, what I saw in Italy kind of threw me off because it was more about the stone went all the way up. The stone was still the foundation. So replacing it with wood has made me a little upset. So I worked with some of these things that were.
I've got to agree with Fabuland Bakery. Those windows.
Which ones? These?
Yes. They gave me major pareidolia as well.
Yes. Oh no.
That's my favorite. Two triangle eyes and the big giant smiley mouth.
No, I've never seen it before. And that's my favorite Fabuland window. I'll never be able to see it again.
Oh, you can still use it, but I totally agree. I love it.
It's ruined. It's 100% ruined now. So I kind of worked with this idea of like some of the, like an iron bridge over different windows, and like did this sort of like, I don't know if you can see this because of the lighting, but these are the Fabuland chess pieces. Now you can see that.
Oh, okay.
And I've built things like this before, but I'm trying to work with a different way to kind of like work it into everything. And that's this is much more of a British vibe than it is like Italian, but like I'm just I don't know which technique to go with to start incorporating these types of walls into my builds, because it's limiting, but it's also very nostalgic. It's very, you very much immediately see it and think Fabuland.
Yes.
But at least it's always happy.
They are very happy. They've just got the biggest grin I've ever seen.
They're ecstatic. They're like little like LOL emojis. So what do you think? Any comments on this before I move on to the next file, which I don't go through all 6 of these.
No, that's fine.
Because we have other P's to get on.
We do have some more P's to get into. Yeah, I think going to Italy was very good for you because it's given you all kinds of new inspiration.
Dear Lord.
One of the things I kind of get grumpy with this, but every time they release a modular building, I always see the raging complaints start between, oh, this modular building is too Americanized versus this one is more European.
Yeah.
And then people will complain, oh, if this one looks European, I don't want it. Or if this one looks American, I don't want it. There's just different buildings in different areas. And it's great that you were inspired by the architecture that when you went somewhere new.
And this is how I feel about the modulars. I'm like, if I don't like them, or if I don't want them in my city display, which I never do because I like to build my own stuff.
Right.
I'm like, well, is there Lego in it? Then 9 out of 10. It starts at 9.
Well, all of them are
the new Lego parts. Are there new techniques?
I mean, you've seen in my studio here that I have them here in my room, and I like collecting them because I think they're beautiful. Lego puts a lot of effort into their design, and they've gotten better with time. Actually, probably some people are going to disagree with that.
Well, we need Michael Fujiwara here every week because he just cried for freedom.
Freedom fries, I think. I think he's objecting to the French fries and all things European and just saying, let's just do it. I have no idea. I'm just making this stuff up for Michael at this point.
Yeah, that's quite a place to go, because I thought he was more talking about having freedom from looking at them as from any country.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think
a new Lego set? Surely not.
Yes.
We're gonna complain about Lego tonight. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna get to that price per piece thing.
Oh, we certainly will. P. Well, so back to talking about this here.
This is not a surprise. Joellen says she reconfigures modular buildings to fit either her winter village or her Halloween style, right?
Halloween style. This must be this is Joellen's actual Christmas season right now, right? With it being Halloween? October 1st now.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about, if we even remember. No, I think this is a lot of fun to sort of do a table scrap type thing in studio.
What should I start with? If I was going to turn anything into bricks, here's what I'm the most compelled by. I would start with this or this. Which would you like to see?
Oh, I love the half timber stuff, but I do that too. I'd like to see this wrought iron type thing.
All right, I'll go for it.
With the chest bits there. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of see where it goes.
Well, I've got plenty of these. I don't know why this just turned invisible. There we go. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like where it's placed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
All I see now are happy walls.
Those faces match those windows quite well.
Yeah. I see happy walls too, and I like that. That's a pareidolia that does not, again, thanks Don Sablota for explaining to us how to pronounce pareidolia. That's a pareidolia I will not mind, because I like that. We forgive you, Fabuland Bakery. Let's look at this one real quick. So my question on this, I'm working with my usual brick texture which look at this, you guys. Look at all these brackets and headlight bricks and snap bricks that I use to make this happen. But this is the basic function I want to, or basic result I want to get. What's this called? Texture wise, there we go. Sorry. What do you think of the color palette here?
texture was your struggle?
Yes, it was. Well, I don't think that was the word I was looking for, but texture at least like satisfied it.
Yeah.
um, facade. I don't know. I'll rewatch this and I'll yell the word that I'm looking for at it and be like, and I will also probably yell "shut up" at myself.
The
Uh,
fascia.
no, Ben. But what do you think of the color palette here with the
This
dark gray
color.
and dark
Eh,
tan?
eh.
Hard to see in studio. Probably
Yeah, I think
dark.
I agree with you. I think in studio it's hard to distinguish that from any color of gray and any color of tan. It's not kind of your typical color scheme. I can tell from here that it's got layers of texture, but I
Yeah.
think I'd struggle to um, be able to tell that from here.
Yeah, I thought so my thought was that the bright colors would pop more over those, but I haven't put that into the studio file yet. Let's go to this file for my last file. So, um, I've been working with rock work and water in all the new stuff I've been doing. So this is kind of like my new pool technique to have water flowing over the sides of these and into like smaller pools before it gets down to this base area where there's like a large sort of stepping stone place to go through. Um, Maybe you can't get all of my vision from this, but this is kind of like where I've been working, and I put a lot of work into just making this look the way it did. um, yep, I'll stop there. So, any thoughts about this?
Um, Not yet. I think I'm gonna need
Okay.
to see more to get a good sense of what you're doing. I kind of like that you have, those kind of offset, whatever they are, um, bits everywhere. But I think I need to see this thing in scale to
Okay.
kind of know what's going on. I think.
Yeah, that's why
Um,
studio mock showing might not bring out what we want people to appreciate when we talk about thinking outside the blocks. Michael Fujiwara says, or just aesthetically eye pleasing, complementing colors that just give it depth and texture. That's what yeah. So hold on real quick. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Um, yeah, I'm looking for a different type of depth that would give like the color above this to pop. And so again, we probably need to see it in actual bricks. And
yeah,
that takes a lot of time. Look at all of this. Like, it
yeah,
takes
and
time to like get all those parts together that same way to the point where I don't even try. Like the sideways build for texture, thank you. I'm trying. Um, that's how I do a lot of my rock work. I think we saw that when we were looking at the tide pools for Chicago, the build I brought to Chicago. I can put that back on the table
yeah. Are you planning
soon.
to continue with
It's
that?
still in the box, actually.
Okay,
Oh, hell yeah.
okay,
Definitely.
good.
I should bring that next week because thank you, Joellen. I like them too. I and I'm trying to like put in some of what I learned from making those rock features into this. Um, but it takes a lot of time to piece everything back together when you had let's call it a fail, where it's like there's all this stuff that I meant to bring to Chicago this year that didn't come. Lego Team B says I like the rounded rock work. I get a sense of this looking water worn. That's what I'm going for because I like things to actually look like geology and natural. What do you call them? Natural phenomenon that would make the rock work like look the way it does, which includes like plate tectonics. So I like to look at things like angled different ways or like layers on top of layers. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of like going through National Geographic photos of being like, how would different layers of rock work actually fit together? Um, Michael Fujiwara says darker color, like a picture frame, so to speak. And I'm a bit lost there. Ben, do you know what he means?
I think he's talking about sort of the in that other building, the outside brickwork sort of becoming more of a frame and
Okay.
being more pronounced compared to the inner colors. So it kind of
Oh, yeah.
frames your interior canvas, I guess, in a sense.
Well, that makes sense. He
Yeah.
clarifies on top. Oh, so over here, like on this. So up and above that too, because I want a different rock texture above the windows. And I thought about making this light gray so that like this, oh, where is it? This 1x2 sloped curve. There we go.
Sloped
Would
curve,
stay
curve,
dark
slope.
gray, and this would all change to light gray. Let's see, do I have it ready to go? I could do that. So I've played with this in real bricks. I like the look of it. I just didn't know how to connect it to sort of the edge of the bricks, but I mean they don't necessarily need to. So I thought of originally framing it like this. Um, but again, I think this is at a point where I just need to like start building this one out of actual brick to see where it would take me.
Yeah.
Um, I love this. Family and Bakery said, "Did someone say geology?" Yes, and we say it a lot here. So join us every week if you want to talk about like actual, like realistic geology. I'm all about it. Maybe too much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
It's
says
is the first time someone's noticed
science
that you're
maybe.
such a big fan of that.
Well, we say a lot on this, so maybe he hadn't seen it before.
Ero- Erosion, that's your big thing when we're talking about water structures. We get into erosion a lot.
Let's go to TikTok real quick because I want to show you guys Family and Bakery's build from
Oh,
this year at Grand Rapids. This year, the only year there was to choose from. Uh, so let me share my screen. Let's see if I can get this done quickly. Stop screen. Share screen. Choose a screen. Boy. Yep, got it. All right, check this out, everybody. I want to show you what Stephen Greenwood brought because it was very engaging. We did World of Lights for the first time at an expo. So we had a Friday night VIP night. It was World of Lights. That's as dim as the hall lights were, just like for safety's sake.
okay.
But Stephen Greenwood brought this, which was beautiful.
Well, is that very cool?
Isn't that fun? He's got the
Yes, indeed.
twinkle lights wrapped up inside. Really fun build. Really kind of to me. I don't know Stephen Greenwood. Sorry, Fabuland Bakery, whatever your name is. If is it based on an existing property or is this an original idea? Because I really like the orange guy in the center with the primary colors on the outside, with the exception of which one of those is not primary? Green? Yeah, fun stuff. Um,
R R RGB. It's the yellow is the culprit in there, right?
and that is him right there. That's Fabuland Bakery. You can see him in the background. RGB, yes. And I don't know why it took me a second to figure out which one of those was not primary because I have a degree in this stuff. It's from The Fifth Element? I'm sorry, I've seen that movie several times and oh, so that would be the Miniland figure in the center. Now I recognize her, correct? Is
Her.
it? What? Then you've seen this movie, surely.
It's a her.
Yeah, it is Michael Fujiwara.
Mila, what's her name?
Darth Realgar. Yeah, I know. Like it came in the Mila Jovovich.
There you go.
Um, yeah, his display request came in as Darth Realgar, and I was like, why is the other Steven, who is not very much a Star Wars fan, call himself Darth Realgar? So I should have known. Joel and Child says, when you are talking straight colors, green is not primary. However, when you talk about light, yellow is not the primary.
There you go.
Ooh, love that.
It's a lot of once again, you're getting your education while you're here.
I don't know if Lilo Dallas Multipass. Is that oh, here, Lilu.
Lilu.
Lilu. Lilu. That must be the character's name in Fifth
Yes.
Element? That is,
Yes.
okay. Apparently, I don't know what specific part of that movie this is from, but I like it as just a transcendent sort of area by itself. And it's very well built. Look at the cracked plaster there. Look at he did it. He did it already. That's what I've been
doing what you need to do. Yeah.
Hey, let's see that technique up close, and then I'll ignore it so I can learn my own technique. Yeah, it was good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff at Grand Rapids, and a lot of fun stuff for the public to be part of World of Lights for the first time. I think they enjoyed it. We had one complaint on Instagram where I was like, "Oh, they called it a ripoff."
Of what?
Well, they said it was no different from the other days, and I was like, "Did you go to all days to see that?"
Yeah.
But I'm like, there was definitely a difference because it was like smaller crowd, World of Lights, and then we had goodie bags for them, which were supposed to have popcorn in it. We had a Robinson's popcorn was one of our sponsors, and they made a Brickworld flavor.
Yeah.
But they didn't make it in the goodie bags because they were overburdened with orders. But there was a coupon for there was many things in there, but one of them was a coupon for a free minifig at Bricks and Minifigs, Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids, and then they had 50% off 2 drinks at Archival Brewery, which was a good value as well. And then other sorts of offers and like buttons and like, it wasn't something that we would sell, but it was something that we gave away to everyone who came in. So, just being a little defensive. I guess I do need to rewatch the movie. Last time I saw it was on a bus from Legoland Studios Carlsbad to Madame Tussauds in LA.
There you go.
A field trip. Fifth Element stones. Yeah, I mean, I remember the concept of the movie, the basic plot. Michael Fujiwara says, I've downloaded color complementing wheels. Oh, yeah. And work with that. Because there's so many different ways. Tertiary complements are really fun to work with. It's a great way to challenge yourself to build in different colors, especially when you want to build in a color that doesn't have a lot of molds yet. A newer color bright pink isn't necessarily new, but I'm trying to make wall texture out of it. I find there aren't a lot of molds built. Yeah, to help with builds. Exactly, Michael Fujiwara. I gotcha. Fabulous Bakery says there's no way to properly see all the builds and talk to people in one day. Yeah, right. Think about Brickworld Chicago, where we have 100,000 square feet of display space. David Turner, who does all of our Discord stuff and all of our a lot of our IT stuff. And is working on getting us a new website and a new way to register and kind of anything technology. David Turner we go to. He, of course, loves to throw statistics and things. So by the amount of mocks that we had and table displays that we had in Chicago, for you to go in an 8-hour period, which is what we're open to for the public. I'm sorry, 6-hour period. We're 6 and 5 in Chicago. So in a 6-hour period, you would have been able to spend 8 seconds with each creation that was there. Yeah, right? So you really can't see everything in a day at a Brickworld show.
Even if you're a attendee, you don't see everything. It's the way it is.
Right. Yeah. Totally. So much there. And there's so much inspiration to find. And that's what I find one of my favorite stories that I've never told out loud, but I tell myself in my head all the time. It's one of the first years I did Brickworld Indianapolis, there was a family at the door that it was a kid's birthday. And so they walked in the door to see if he wanted to go. And he looked around and he was like, they could either spend the money on bringing his family to Brickworld Indianapolis, or they could spend the money on getting a new Lego set. And he's like, well, let me go buy a new Lego set and have fun on my own. And I was like, well, you're missing the experience of being inspired and knowing what is possible and knowing what other resources the Lego fan community has, which is what you get, I think, from Brickworld shows or any AFOL Expo for that matter. All right. So we got my studio garbage off the screen. What else we got going on?
What do we want to talk about? Well, let's move to item number 3, Pulleys.
Real quick, Michael Fujiwara says there's lots of pictures of your own and what others have taken. So yeah, you can kind of, which is how I experience shows nowadays, because I'm working most of the time. I Google Brickworld Chicago 2023 to see hey, what was there, or look up YouTube videos to see what was at my own show. Dawn says, I know I didn't see a quarter of the builds at Grand Rapids, and she was there the whole time. She was also working, and she was working interactives. So that's pretty busy. Plus, she gets her fans stopping by. which happens quite frequently.
Yes.
Michael Fujiwara clarifies Flickr and Pinterest and YouTube. I would add to that list. Family Bakery says, like not even Moto could run through Chicago and capture it all. Yeah, good point. We had a lot of influencers there. I don't think anybody got all of it, especially when there's like, you have to do a deep dive to really get like all the advanced techniques that are happening. You might look away from something that looks mundane to you, but there's like a really good technique buried there for you. Beyond the Brick, of course, does a lot of really great deep dives on Brick World, especially Chicago, but they've been to a lot of our shows. Superhawk says, I didn't see all of Brick World Grand Rapids either. Well, she was also working her patootie off. She did the influencers that were there, the content creators, Superhawk, D's Bricks, Cool Guy Dom, Obi-Wan Kenobricks, Maticus. Am I missing any? I don't think so. I think that's all of them.
You probably are, but it's okay.
Yeah. Eric Brower, that's how I know him. Sorry to give Brower's Bricks, I think is what it is. They worked with the public the entire time. They had all sorts of activities going. They had Duplo Icebreaker, which is basically cornhole with Duplo penguins.
How did that go? I heard they were right before Grand Rapids. Dees was working on that, right? Was working on building that.
They were cool. They were very cool. The boards were amazing. And he's like, I don't build. Well, he actually does. And he builds really cool stuff. So he built these boards. He just clad existing cornhole boards. I wish I had video of this. I have not downloaded the content from my camera yet. I've been too busy. But maybe we'll talk about it next week. And I'll get all the video and photographs from that I have from Brick World Grand Rapids. I don't know why I went cross-eyed when I said that, but I did. I love Duplo Icebreaker so much more than cornhole because like the weight is so different. Sorry. I love when we hit comments at the same time. So the penguins just have such a different weight and like bounceability. It's just so funny because they just go all over the place and it's just so much harder to control them and aim with them. And then they do bucket ball, which is like giant balls made out of Lego leaves, like the leaf piece, the 5x6.
Yep.
Like connected together with like the cannabis piece. And like my favorite moment of the weekend was I was running to the office with my mom to do the ticket count. And Deez was like, hey, Mark, think fast. And I turned and he was throwing one of those balls to me. And I'm just like, I'm so ready for that whenever I walk past them that I caught it. And I was like, all right, I did this and I totally sunk it. And I can never do it again in my life if you paid me. But it was just like, bam, bam, bam. It's just fun. It's just like, it's a fun group activity. Everyone gets engaged. They were serving free beer samples right across from it. So like kind of the entire traffic pattern went towards that area instead of like going out around Playbrick. So we had some vendors at the end of vendor row, which would have been 50% of the beginning had we not had so much fun stuff happening off to the right for everyone to start at one vendor. We'll fix that for the future. But they did a lot of great stuff. There was a ring toss that was like people's favorite, where the people just like throwing rings over Lego columns. It was a lot of fun. Like the guests had a really great time, not only being inspired by like amazing Lego builds they didn't know were possible, but just doing fun Lego activities, which is probably the most activities we've ever offered the public was Brick World Grand Rapids. And it was really engaging. Go ahead and interrupt me for any of these comments as I go off on.
Sounds like it was a really fun show. Lots of public participation, right?
Tons. Yeah. Well, I mean, just to give you an idea, like the first Brick World Chicago had about 3,000 people. The first Brick World Grand Rapids had 7,500 people. The Penguins have some serious bounce. I know. Mine bounced off of my board into my opponent's board. It was like a 1 in a million shot. I still enjoed it.
Do you get double points for accidentally doing that?
Nope, they got 3 points. Oh. Loved it. But the highest first year show for Brick World before this was Tampa with 6,000. And like even Indianapolis, that's an amazing show, only had like a couple thousand people in the first year. And that now gets over 10,000 every year that we do it. So to have that high, so Milwaukee has had excellent attendance growth in the 4 years that it's happened. It's like doubled every year since we started. Um, and it beat Milwaukee just by a few hundred people. We've done Brickworld Detroit for like 5 or 6 years, with a 2 year gap from COVID. But like the highest, we had a record year last year with 5,400 people, 7,500 people in the first year of Grand Rapids. That's fantastic. So it has a lot of opportunity for growth. It has a lot of potential for like just doing new things. All of our shows now do, because we've tried out a new business model, our new show model. And so we can
Yeah.
add a lot of these things to other shows, but there's going to be something really special about Grand Rapids forever, because it was the first year we did it, and the first year we had that sort of success. So thanks for listening to that.
And Supa says the kids' eyes light up whenever you ask them if they want to throw Lego. And
Yeah.
all the games are throwing some sort of Lego. So
Sort of the adults, really. They're just like, I get to throw this? Fun, let's
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of really fun activity coming from that area, where you'd hear like a roar come from part of the crowd, and you'd be like, what causes a roar in an expo crowd? 7,000,
Yeah.
and it was 7,500.
7,500. Don't sell your short
7,466.
yourself short. Yeah.
Sorry, 7,465. There we go.
Okay. So not quite 7,500 braggy pants, but still a great first year
Yeah, I'm close to
nonetheless.
it. Closest to 7,500 any first year show has ever been.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that too is I know that you've got a lot of good support now from the streaming community, from the Lego Masters, helping really promote the show. Hopefully that can continue into some of the other ones. You've got
Yeah.
Don and Philip and Maria. It was their home show.
Yes.
And then all of the
Great.
streaming folks, hopefully
Yeah,
advertising for it.
Jacob and Caleb Schilling were there.
Oh, great.
And they were, there we go. There was two of the influencers I missed.
Jacob and Caleb. Caleb, for a while, has been living in Minnesota, so just throwing that out there.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was more than I had anticipated, and that's a good thing, because I've become a pragmatist since buying a public event business right before a pandemic.
Right before COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great choice.
To have that, like, get some optimism that I won't be fooled by. But it's nice to have a positive result like that. It was a great event.
And perhaps a good benefit because the city is artistic, and you happen to be doing it during the art event in particular.
Yeah. P for potential, and P for art prize. Because we did do it during a huge event in Grand Rapids that is art-based, art prize, which is the largest amateur art competition in the United States, and draws over 500,000 unique visitors to Grand Rapids, and they just happened to walk through our venue to see all the art, and we had lots of posters out.
Yeah, lots of art. Lego can be art too.
What do you know?
Sometimes I think people get a little extreme with I'm not just a Lego builder, I'm an artiste. Well, I mean, that's probably true, but you can also just do it because you think it's fun.
We get a bit of this. The train smash up derby, we did that in Milwaukee.
Chicago. It was done in Chicago too.
Yeah.
Train Olympics.
It'd be fun to bring that to other shows.
Yeah.
And the public would certainly enjoy it. And that's the type of, like, when you do the expos like this, when it's not part of a convention where we're focusing on the AFOLs, the more you can do to engage the public, the better for us. And really the better to engage new people into the community. And that's what the expos are all about.
Yeah. I mean, we did a off the cuff demo derby in Chicago a couple times because I had there was a gap in the schedule of events, and they wanted to redo, the Lego Masters wanted to redo their what are you trying to do? Just pointing at me here?
What's this comment? Sorry. I was trying to not interrupt you.
Okay. Sorry. Bring it to Fort Wayne. Yeah, good idea. So we did kind of impromptu. They wanted to redo their demo derby from Lego Masters Season 2 but they had a lack of working demo derby cars. I happen to have one that was remote controlled, wasn't really built for demo derbying, but I'm like, hey, let's do it. Lots of people had fun. So we announced the next day we were going to just let people, whoever it was, bring anything that was motorized or build anything that was motorized for the demo derby. And we did it. I think the fan favorite happened to be a build with a bunch of brick separators on the front, sort of used as a ramp to flip guys over.
Smart.
So that was a fun event that we did, sort of impromptu last year.
What I really loved was the year in Milwaukee when you and Philip were doing the remote control. That
Yes.
you were just doing it in the aisles and people just followed you
Yes.
around. You let them
Yep.
play with them as well.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of feel like um, building something a little more purpose built to destroy
Mhm.
Philip's car this year, but we'll see.
Good, good. Yeah, bring it.
So
Michael Fujiwara says football with a PH, so that's another P for us.
foosball.
Competition was cool
Yeah.
too, and that was ACOB. I think I haven't been on ACOB stream for a while because we have like a standing Thursday night meeting. But like ACOB did the foosball competition. We hope to do that more and more often, but we don't want to pay we want to get those sets from Lego
Yeah.
at a reasonable price. So we got to source those. What was the other comment you brought up?
Well,
Sorry.
Don
Oh,
said her car didn't sync with the controller, so that's why she was out.
here. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Candace
Yep.
says, thanks for coming to Grand Rapids. You're welcome. Thank you for being there. Well, quick, it was a pleasure meeting you. And it was, I know, I was like, pew. But yeah, I know who you are either way. So it's just like, appreciate
Yeah.
you being part of the show. Appreciate you bringing what you brought and appreciate all your energy very much. Thanks for being on the live stream tonight, Ken Nance. Philip is great about letting the public drive the Blue Beast. Yeah, he is. And well, I don't know, Don, if you were there in, I think it was Milwaukee 2022. No, she was not. She wasn't there that year,
It
or at
wasn't
least
that.
maybe it was
Um,
2021.
it
Either
was
way,
the year we did. It was the year we did the double show.
yes. So she was not there for
Yeah.
Milwaukee that year. You guys were so much fun with the public. Don, you should have seen it. You would have loved it. You'd have been right in there if your car worked or not. That was
That
one of the
was
cutest thing I've ever. I wish I had video of that.
it was a lot of fun, and they weren't necessarily, mine wasn't built for demo derby, but ever
Right.
since then, every time we go to a show, Philip always says, "Do you have a car with remote control? We gotta smash them together." I said,
Oh my
"Yeah,
god,
we
so
do."
fun.
That's how it goes.
Well, and the fact that you can just like give the remote to the kids and let them smash them together,
Why not?
it's so much fun. Michael Fujiwara says they are already on markdown on Lego if memory serves me correct. Well, it does and doesn't because they go on and off markdown. We've seen it happen. We're like, oh, they're on markdown. We'll get them next week, and then we go in next week and be like, okay, we're ready. Let's buy all these, and then they're back up to normal price. It's bizarre, and
Yeah.
we'll get the price per piece next, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So let's talk about
yeah.
polys, right?
Yep. And while you bring up the topic of Paulies, and I think, by the way,
Polys.
the price per piece thing, you bring your police, your pole.
Polys.
So we're starting with plumbing.
Yes.
You start with plumbing. I'm gonna go use my plumbing because I have to
Okay.
pee. Lots of
Okay.
peas. Hey, it's me.
Well, let me tell
Sorry.
you all about that. I'll solo myself here
Good call.
while Mark is off doing that. This is life with Lego, and I'm hoping that the Tainted are um, having the not having, but have some comments about this, because maybe it's just me and Mark who have this issue. But every time a Lego event is occurring, I seem to have some sort of plumbing problem in my house. I don't know if it's the Lego gods who are dissatisfied with something I have done or what it is. But yesterday, I'm trying to finish SHIPtember and I've got a deadline. I have to get my last work in progress picture taken before midnight, essentially. And I'm working on it, and my wife comes in. It's about 10:15, and she says, "There is the bathtub upstairs wasn't draining, and now there's a dripping in the closet down here." It's like, are you kidding me? A dripping in the closet? So of course I go into the um, into the closet to see, and yes, it is indeed dripping quite a bit of water. I ended up putting a bucket down on the floor down there. But this isn't the first time this has happened. Of course, when we were working on coming back to Brick World for the first time a couple years ago, both Mark's basement flooded, right? He talks about that a lot with a massive rainstorm in Chicago.
From time to time.
But my basement also flooded that year.
Yikes.
From a drain pipe blockage. So I don't know what my plumbing issue is yet. It was 10:30ish on a Saturday, so it's not like I can call somebody. But a plumbing issue, a plumbing disaster. Every single time I have a major Lego deadline, and I'm just like, I don't have time to figure out where this leak is coming from. I'm pretty positive it's from the bathtub all the way upstairs, which is good and bad. It's good because we can not use that particular bathtub until we figured out the issue. But it's also a pain in the butt because it's up on the second floor and, all sealed in and everything.
A pain in the patootie.
A pain in the patootie. So Michael Fujiwara says, 24-hour plumber on speed dial. Yes, I might need to add one.
Seriously.
Because it seems this always happens.
Joellen's basement flooded the same summer. Oh, that's what we had. Well, no. I'm sorry, we did not have a power outage. We turned off the power ourselves because the basement was flooding.
Yeah.
So horribly.
So I've got to say, to plumbing problems, 2 P's, while you have a Lego deadline, please.
Battery backup for your sub pump. We have a Bulldog. Now
we don't have a sump pump, but it was raining, and that was kind of the part I was trying to figure out. I was like,
you don't have a sump pump.
I don't need one. We live on top of a hill. So we don't have a lot of rainwater that comes in. It's not a rainwater issue. My problems are always related to
interior.
Yeah, I live on a hill and it's a very sandy lot. I don't have any
problems.
Joellen,
we had just had a new one installed, and it was a workhorse. It worked for 16 hours.
Yeah. That was quite the rainstorm that did that. Gary says, at least it's a tub and not a toilet. Yes. Gary is our one watcher on Facebook that I know for sure comments and comes in. He has given us hopefully it's Gary. Yes, the one Facebook like that I know we've gotten came from Gary.
Well, I hope it's Gary and not anybody else.
So thank you, Gary. No, it is in fact Gary. I can actually read it. Let's see here.
Hey, should we reiterate that if you like what you're seeing, you should click the like button, and if you want to see more of it, you should click the subscribe button and be part of our Think Outside the Blocks community and come and see more. Hit buttons. Hitting buttons is fun. Just hit every button you see, except don't hit this one. Hit this one.
Don't hit that one. Yes. Let's see what else of the tainted got going on with some comments. It sounds like a lot of people seem to have problems with their plumbing while they're working on Lego. So Fabuland Bakery. I had that stupid AC unit above me leak into my apartment.
The most attention.
Ooh, and right onto some cheap sets. Man. What brand lasts 16 hours on battery backup?
It did.
Good question.
I don't know. Hold on. I'll go look. It's right over there.
He's actually going to check for you. And Omega 1582, power outage lasted too long. Battery backup failed, and probably, I'm assuming, then you got some flooding. Gary says this is how he does it. He watches YouTube on the TV, but he comments on his phone via Facebook.
Ooh. Hey.
So that's how we get it. And now, actually, we have 2 likes on Facebook. Can you believe it?
So the brand is US Waterproofing, and the model is the 3100 Boss.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
It got us through 16 hours.
And I've left the show run up here because I think maybe we're done with plumbing. I'm done with plumbing. Please, plumbing. Let's talk about
I'm
the
ready.
topic you brought up, price to parts.
So let me preface this on why I brought it up.
Yeah.
So D's Bricks, EcoBuns Baby, and I went to Walmart, and I was like, "We're at Walmart. We got to." Oh no, it wasn't D's and EcoBuns. It was Phoebe and Nathan. We went to Walmart to pick up some food for the staff. I don't know how I mixed up those two couples. Really don't. I was like, let's go to the Lego aisle and see what they have.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
And
you?
I could not be more excited about what I found. I was like, this is a set I need to buy because look, you guys, otters. There's otters. There's new.
It is adorable.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Look, they even have little hearts that come out of their head. I assume that's real. They have their little bellies and their cute faces, and you know what they do? They
What?
they go down the
They
slide.
go down the
They
slide. Of
go
course
down
they
the
do.
slide. These are perfect. I was like, let's get it. But what's one thing you notice when you're buying a Lego set? What do you look at?
I look at the number of pieces
There we
and
go.
the price.
So 376 pieces,
Mm-hmm.
$50.
$50.
What's happening?
Well, and this is, we can take Gary's comment off here.
Hold on. Oh, keep going. No, you go ahead.
It is all over the place now. I will say
It
it
is.
is not as consistent as it has been in the past.
Oh,
And it's gotten to the point now where, there for a time the 4+ sets, for example, where
yeah.
didn't have great price to part ratio, the
Right.
PPR. That's not point per reception if you're a fantasy football player. But anyway, the PPR on those was not wonderful, and part of that was that they had a lot of bigger pieces, lots of more specialty molded pieces, or at least maybe that's what they'd tell you.
Right.
But I think, I wonder if the concept of price per part is just going away, or
It seems to
if
be.
there needs to be some expectation that 10 cents is no longer reasonable. I don't know.
Yeah, we had all right. So $50 again, same price, 430 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And
A
some of these
big
pieces are
molded
really
giraffe in there,
yes,
right?
yes.
This big molded zebra. There's some large panels in that set.
And then let's look at Autumn's house. $80, 853 pieces.
It's only $70.
Oh, whoops! Look at me. See,
Yeah.
$70. Even more of a point on my. And I remember talking to one of the Lego community reps a long time ago, and he was like, "Why are people so obsessed with price per piece?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, but we're not idiots, and we look at value. And when you go to the grocery store, you look at like Dots pretzels are on the shelf, and it tells you that it's like 16.9 cents per ounce. But then you look at like the generic pretzels from Jewel, Osco in Chicago, and it says like 8 cents per ounce. And you're like, well, these are better, so I'm going to eat them. But
They're
you
tastier.
used to like, yeah, totally. But with this, it's all Lego, and
It's
you
all
walk
Lego.
front.
Yeah, it's not like you're looking at if the cinnamon sugar dots was all of a sudden 89 cents per stick and the regular ones were only 65 cents per stick. And sometimes they do that for economies of scale, like the bigger bag, it's slightly less per ounce, but it's not like, here, these Lego sets, the parts are, unless you're doing much, much larger parts or you're spending a lot more on the plastic,
Right.
Why is it that you can charge, 10 cents per piece in one set and it's 15 in another?
I think everyone does. Faberland Bakery started talking my mouth full. Predominantly by unit price. Like we're just taught that way somehow, right? It's on shelves. Like they tell us the information. So it's like, and Lego is basically telling us the information by putting their piece, the piece
Well,
on top. What's up?
okay. So you say that, but I have a question.
Yeah.
That's true in the North American market. They don't put the piece count on all the sets and all of the markets. So European boxes usually don't have the part counts on them. And I know this for a couple reasons, but one of them is during the pandemic, they rebranded some sets that were designated for the European market when it was hard to get Lego back over to the US, and they put stickers on the boxes that included the number of pieces.
Okay.
So here where are you shopping here? In the US on this?
No, I was trying to. So it is US. I was trying to switch to UK, which usually it does that for me, but it's not doing it right now because I just want to see if the website.
Well, I'm sure the website still tells you. It
Right.
just does the box, right? When you're
That's
in
my
the
point.
store.
Yeah, but mm, there's. I don't know what the percentage of like online purchases versus like in-store purchases is across
Yeah,
the world. However, people can still see it. And do they have the same sense that we have in the United States
right.
of getting that unit price, like Fabulous Bakery called it? Let's see. Hold on one second. We are way behind.
The comments are rolling in now.
Yeah, they certainly are. Well, we called Otter Battle Pack. That's not an Otter Battle
That's
Pack.
not the Otter Battle Pack.
No, no,
No,
no. Maybe he
that's
was
this
trying
other
to
set that I
get
have
cleaned
over
up.
here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, the new Otter Battle Pack, the new otters with like the little happy bellies and the hearts that come out of their head
Yeah,
because they are just filled with love.
this is the
Maybe that
original
is. Okay,
Otter
then hold on one
Battle
second.
Pack.
Uh,
There we go.
yeah. Ooh, that's lovely. There we go.
That's the original Otter Battle Pack. 90 parts. I hope this one was, only $10 or less, but who knows?
Let's check it out.
Yeah. You want to know the set number?
Yeah.
60394.
60394. Live research, kids. $9.99. So not even
$10.
$10.
Yeah. So it's just about right for 10 cents if that's your mark. But here comes the question.
What?
That was the expected price for that
Oh, okay.
for the otter set. If you were counting on 10
Yeah,
10
well,
cents
you were
per piece.
$12.40 off.
But we know that inflation's a thing.
What?
You know that sets cost more. We also hope that they've had some, you know, some scale ability
Mhm.
and some improvements in manufacturing and whatever else to try to keep costs to some extent down. But
So
in this new world where everything costs more, is 10 cents
yeah.
no longer reasonable? Should we adjust our metric to expect to pay 12 cents a piece?
Well, I feel like it's been there for a while, so I think twelve would be fine. If it was consistent, you know?
Yeah.
It's been 10 since like well, and we also build in an increase for IPs, right? So I left this comment on the screen because I don't know. Well, and you took it off. There we go. Thank you. So is this is a new P, it's a premonition. Michael Fujiwara has a premonition that there's a new theme coming in City with an accompanying animated show. Do you know what he's talking about?
No,
Oh, Michael Fujiwara, we need more information
I am
and
unaware of that.
sources.
I am unaware of that. It could
So
just be Michael Fujiwara's pipe dream. I have no idea.
pipe dream, another P.
Another
Um,
G, another
what,
P.
is, what does Don say? Was that what you brought up? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Don says she does indeed watch the price per part, but if there's a specialty part that she really wants, maybe she'll make an exception.
Uh huh.
And again, is this a breakdown between sort of the different areas of the Lego community? Are we talking how mockers predominantly view Lego as parts packs versus how Lego is trying to sell, which is to children, or they sell to the AFOLs too, but to collectors, I guess, who are going to look to predominantly build the set first.
Yeah.
But even so, I mean, their costs for a Lego set would seem to be relatively fixed based on the number of pieces that are in it. There might be something to, the license tax or whatever else, depending on if it's a theme that they have to spend additional money to, a third party on. But yeah, I mean, the prices seem to be all over the place now. I don't even think they fit in the same brackets that they used to. It's not like, oh, a $50 set has between 500 and 700 pieces, or between 450 and 612 pieces. They can be wildly varied. And you can have sets that come out, say, a year apart that are both mechs from Ninjago that have different part counts, and the one that has more parts can be less than the one that just came out. That is not uncommon.
Right. So I brought this one up because this is at like 10.8 cents per piece, right? So it's almost 11 cents, which is fine. Great set, great colors. And you figure like there's a lot of rare colors in that part, a lot of colors that aren't used a lot. So maybe that's what caused it to go up to 11 cents per piece, right?
What? How's that possible? Are you sure you did the math right on that one?
Yeah, it's
1513 and 140.
Hold on, 1513. Whoops, clear. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it should be slightly under. It's 9.25 cents a piece.
Well, I get 10.8, but maybe I'm doing the math wrong.
140 divided by 1530.
Oh, I did it backwards. That's why. Divided by 1530.
9.25.
Oh, wow. Less than a quarter. I get 9.15.
Okay,
Well, looks like I've even been doing the math wrong in the meantime. So now I'm even more angry. Obviously, I can do the math in my head, where I got mad at Walmart that the Sea Rescue set was like ludicrously off point.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. There was a comment over here I wanted to bring up. Oh, this. Use Brickset to look it up. So it's probably been a while since this comment came up, but I don't know what he wanted us to look that up by. But I will say that here on Think Outside the Blocks, we do our best to avoid looking things up on Brickset because Brickset's a mess of ads and videos. And so if we can look it up anywhere else to get whatever information you're telling us we should get from that, maybe he meant the new city line, because that's what I do go to Brickset for, because they seem to have a good compartmentalization of like all the sets that are coming out by year. Right. But as soon as I have the information, I will get out of there. Because dear Lord, we do not need that many ads in our faces. And then Joellen Child says, she's the odd one out. She looks at what parts are in a set. If it's mostly common parts, she can't justify a higher price point, but it has newer, more rare parts she can. I feel like that's part of it too. I feel like I do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. There's always going to be the fact that it's new, and that you can eventually get it on clearance if you're just looking for the parts.
Yeah.
There might be some new part that you're desperate to have. Or it's, they do have a certain number of sets that have a lot of unique or interesting or semi rare parts in them at good prices. It's not like that never happens. Look at the botanical line, so that kind of stuff does still creep in with good price per part and a good selection of pieces for us. It's not like it never happens, but it does seem like the overall general price point is creeping up, and that there's a lot less rhyme and reason to how they're pricing things these days.
But my point was, I think it's like the smaller sets that they're creeping up, and the larger sets they're not.
Could be.
Someone said to me, someone insinuated to me that there was a explanation that was delivered by Lego. That they do it by weight, which is also BS. We've
Well,
missed a few comments.
okay. So I do want to say that seemed to come up um, specifically when they were comparing the
Mm-hmm.
Millennium Falcon,
Mm-hmm.
which came out at a quite high price point, and then they raised it.
The
By
newest
the
one,
way,
right?
the
Right.
Millennium Falcon, and it went from whatever it was, 700 or 600 to
Yeah.
$850.
Yeah.
The next year, or a couple years later, their next big set was a Star Destroyer, and it was priced at the same thing as the Millennium Falcon. And there was
Yeah.
a lot of question on that one as to why it was more expensive. And I think somebody somewhere along the way published some sort of explanation that, well, there's a lot of large plates in the Star Destroyer, which necessitated the higher price.
Sure.
I don't know that I believe it.
The increase doesn't make sense for that. Like they know what they have to operate the same way. Cost per piece, like it's like manufacturing versus MSRP, right?
Yeah.
They know the cost that goes into making the set and what they should upcharge for that on a base level for their own budgets. They can't like just increase the price of a set by $150 between 2 years, or maybe 50. Maybe I'm off by what you said. I don't remember the exact numbers. I want to bring that one back up actually. Um, I do the same thing. If it's because of like one part, yeah, I'll wait for it to come up on Bricklink as well. Lego Team B says that Ben is correct. Wait, what?
What happened there?
Got it. I don't know.
I didn't hit it.
Lego, I didn't either. Lego Team B says there's a ghost in the machine. Correct, Ben. Here in Australia, like Europe, many sets don't include piece counts. The web is the same for all regions. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that disturbs me that they wouldn't put the piece count on the box.
Yeah. It is interesting. And it's not like if you're an AFOL, you can't figure it out. They list them right on the website,
Mm-hmm.
among other things. And as I was mentioning, yeah, when we had the pandemic, for whatever reason, they were so insistent on having the part counts on there that they literally went through the hassle when I think the Mexico plant and some other ones were closed down, but they were still getting manufacturing done in Europe, that
Mm-hmm.
they actually placed stickers on the boxes to include the part counts.
I wonder, sorry, if unit price isn't something that we require here then.
It could be, but
Yeah.
they didn't, maybe that helps somebody actually put a unit price on if they needed to. Like they started requiring fast food restaurants to put calorie counts
Right.
on the board too. Like it could be some sort of regulation that makes them do it here and not other places, and they feel compelled to. But I don't know. I mean, as mockers, we clearly find value in price per part,
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't know. Lego doesn't seem to agree with us.
Well, I think everybody who has budgets.
I think
Lego City no
this
limits.
must
All
be
right, I'll look that
the
up.
series that we're talking about. Apparently, there are going to be some new characters in it.
No.
Um,
It's the one that he said has
who knows?
an online cartoon or a, I don't know, streaming cartoon.
Yeah.
I'll look it up and we'll take a look at it. What else have
Which
people been saying? What else has the tainted said?
Don asked if that was a stunts tie-in for the No Limits. And Michael says it will be released on the Lego YouTube channel, and it says that it is a animated style and similar to which was used in the Lego movie, which I think I'd appreciate. That's different than Ninjago, for example.
Right.
Fabuland Bakery was saying you can use brick set being used to help Europeans get the number of parts in a set.
Yeah. Well, also so does Bricklink, which Lego owns.
They do now. That's always been an interesting
Has for
thing.
a
We could talk
while.
about that some. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big controversy when that
Let's do
hit.
a deep dive into that.
That would be interesting.
Because I don't know that anybody has done that. And there still seems to be a separation, but there's also clearly not.
Right. Your city, no limits. So here it is, and we've got some citizens with names.
I'd love to watch now. Let's see if it shares the audio, because we have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on my phone. Can you hear that?
My style like a million. I shine so bright, too brilliant. I'm a boss on top, yeah, killing them. Yeah, I get all the lights. My style like a million. I shine so bright, too brilliant.
Okay, so that made me feel old.
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay, so here's my question, right? So is Lego saying, okay, we've got to raise the price on these sets because now we've got, a multimedia thing to produce that costs us money, blah, blah, blah. But isn't the trade-off there? The whole reason you're doing the animated series is to draw more people to the product, right? It's advertising. So, doesn't that seem to offset, or wouldn't that be your idea? I don't know.
So I've heard a couple things.
Yeah.
I hear that so you get Lego fans and they get news from wherever. So what I've heard from Lego fans when I brought this up has been Lego is pushing to see how much people will pay for sets. Like, where does the wallet break? And I've also heard, so they're trying to push their lower price sets to see how that's the safe area to play with this. Sounds like paranoid fever dreams to me, maybe. So I don't know the truth behind that.
Yeah.
However, it does seem to be the lower piece sets that they're trying to jack the price up of versus the other ones. And then I also heard that they are going to stop producing so many $300 plus sets per year.
Okay. So those aren't money makers? Is that the idea there? Or they're not as big of money makers as, say, a $50 set is?
Apparently they're getting complaints about how much people need to spend per year to get everything that is being produced.
Wah, just don't buy everything.
Dreams did just come out and also has an animated show. I think this seems to be their new model for making their own IPs.
Yeah. Well, and the Dreams, from what I remember, the Dream sets aren't outlandishly priced, though,
no,
like
they're
some of
not
these other things.
at all. Lego Team B says that Lego will also claim the development of their own IP as an input cost affecting price. Yes, and they started doing that with the first Lego movie, where they were priced at the same price per piece as Star Wars. Definitely noticed that. Faberlin Bakery says the weight of ABS plastic consistent with the price. Well, who knows? Should we weigh all of our sets? It seems to be different size pieces in each one that wouldn't account for it, but also I haven't done the research to know for sure. And yes, you already put this one up, and yes, we found it. New characters, yeah, which is nice to have characters in Lego City. Lego City has to be an evergreen theme for them.
Sure, it is.
I don't see any sets for it. I only see videos, so I don't know.
Well, and some of those sets that they were doing were like the Arctic exploration ones and some other ones. They're sets that are currently out.
Yeah. So Faberlin Bakery, yes, I know. You brought up brick set for a pure reason. We don't fault you for that. We weren't attacking you. We were attacking brick set's ads and their horrible web interface. But there are other sites that you can check
ads.
Parts count on, including Lego.com or Bricklink.com, which Lego owns both. Let's see. Michael Fujiwara says will be released on the Lego YouTube channel. Hasn't been already because I'm just on their site, so I don't know. Sure, yeah. Yep, you did that one too. Monica Berry says, didn't Brickner do an in-depth analysis? Did they? I have this one up, so we can check tonight if you guys want to talk about it. Dave's husband. Did I miss something?
Dave's husband? No.
I don't know, Dave.
I don't know Dave or his husband. I don't know.
Yes. Same. The Ideas Treehouse also increased in price from. Oh, did it? Sneaky little bastards. That's our newest P.
There's no P in that one. No.
Lego's getting greedy. Oh, that's what we want to try to avoid. We want to do the research to make sure that we don't call them that until we're ready to know that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Because it does feel that way, right?
Well, it does, and they were somewhat honest with the fact that they said there are certain sets we're reevaluating for a price increase.
Right.
But then the price increases weren't tiny. Some of them were massive. And they only did it to certain sets. And the sets that they had, big price increases on were some of the big D2C direct-to-consumer sets.
Like, how does
they were way out of scale.
Yeah, how does Lisa Simpson sell her huge tax increase to the American people, right? So I agree with this. 12 cents a piece now, because I remember doing the math like 10 plus years ago and it being like 10 cents per piece. So going up to 12 wouldn't bother me if it was consistent across the board, and it's not. Michael Fujiwara says, same with the Santa Sleigh with the 4 reindeer. Apparently that one went up as well. Dawn says, I think it's a U.S. requirement. I thought so too.
It could be.
Michael Fujiwara says, I don't think so on the stunts. I don't think so either. Well, until we see the sets, how can we know? Stunts doesn't seem to be doing too well though. And I think it's another packaging problem, but we'll talk about that some other day. Scanning of instructions for insider points that pose. I love that Lego Team B put all the P's here. Math questions is to work out which countries can work out the price per piece. Ooh. I'm like, I don't want to judge anyone, but I would like to say that's the best painted post of the night.
The Americans are too stupid to figure out price per part on their own.
Right. Michael Fujiwara buys more on Brick Owl. I've never been to Brick Owl.
Heard of it, haven't used it. I know that they were for a while like tracking the cost or like the value of Lego sets. Like if you want to become a Lego collector, here are some Lego investor. Here are some sets to invest in because this is the trend for their price over time. I think it was Brick Owl that was doing that. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't.
Let's scroll through the comments we got during the last video. I like this one. Yeah, thank goodness for the sharks. Now I have to learn the diver dance. Yeah, we all do. We should do it next week.
The diver dance. You practice first. You send me the choreography and I'll learn it.
And Michael Fujiwara, what I know from working with Lego during the rollout of Chima is they were hoping that they would be able to sell the IP to other manufacturers and then make an IP license off of it.
That's interesting.
It's THEIR brand.
That's okay. Come on, Mark. This is an English class.
Oh, it's not okay. It is an English class. If you're going to come here and use the wrong form of there, you're going to be corrected. I'm sorry. Just know that going in.
You don't want to discourage people from commenting, Mark.
Ooh.
You knew what he was saying.
Yeah, but also, yeah. I'd encourage you
but also, yeah,
to trust me to correct your grammar when necessary.
But don't feel bad about it. He corrects my grammar too.
Sometimes. I think Dave's husband did the financial. Who is Dave?
Oh, Dave from Brick Nerd. I think they're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
That helps.
Oh, Dave Shefsick. I love Dave Shefsick. It's nice to know that he has a husband. Sorry, just nice to know there's another ally out there. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
A lot of the same sellers.
Who do both Brick Owl and Brick Link.
Thank you.
I would guess.
Thank you, sir. TLG's poor first half financials show that Lego's play to jack prices was a misstep. There's no way what we saw was only supply chain inflation. Yes, thank you. I feel like because it was a huge jump out of nowhere, and we're getting that all over the place. As like someone who owns a business and sees like huge jumps out of nowhere from people. sometimes like 300%. And I'm like, wait, I'm sorry. That's not even accounting for inflation.
Can't all be inflation. Yeah.
That's some bonkers crap. Oh, Michael Fujiwara, you're never ever bad. And we're back down to grammar time. Thank you, because I love doing it. I actually don't. I feel a little bit like I cringe a little bit at myself when I see myself on the replay correct someone's grammar, but
yeah, I cringed at you and it didn't stop you. So
I love me some grammar. I love correct spelling and correct grammar. So I do apologize to everyone. I'll do my best to change. All right. So if it scared you, I'll do my best to like just
don't
accept
ever change. Don't ever change, Mark. Don't ever change.
Oh no. When it comes to the community, you should try to like do your best to like be part of make sure you're making everyone comfortable. So good point. Banda has dyslexia. I think it's rubbing off on me. Who's Banda? Oh, never mind. I think I know. Words are important. Thank you. And correct spelling thereof. So let's check out this video. So sorry. Just wanted to get through all the hey, listen, Hawkeye. As a graphic designer, you should know how to correctly proofread something. So boo yourself, sir.
I'm just saying, this is all I'm saying. Right?
Thank you, Ryan.
For me, when you are trying to communicate via writing, you might know the proper word. You might know how it's spelt. You might even know how to pronounce it correctly.
I'm sorry, did you say spelt? Sorry.
Spelled.
Thank you.
Sometimes you misspeak, right? But for me, if someone's communicating to me in a text or a writing and they just mistype it, I completely let it go if I know what they're trying to say. Because they are successfully communicating to me. I was not confused as to which there Michael was talking about. I wasn't. I'm not saying you couldn't be, and I'm not saying if this was an English class that I'd let it slide. But on a live stream, I like Michael. I know what he was trying to say. Sorry, I'm letting it slide. Anyway.
Is this a video game?
Because I don't know what it is.
That's the exact things. Those are the exact terms that were in a game I used to play on PlayStation. I mean, maybe they're all snowboarding terms. Lego is more importanter.
Lego's more importanter than grammar.
Still grammar am hard. Yeah. Let's see what else they have in their more adventures here. Let's find out what's going on with this. This was an impromptu.
What up? It's Rocket Racer! Back with another stunt. We've got after-hours access to the stunt arena. And check this out. I'm here with my boy, Go-To Gary. He's gonna make Rocket look epic. Catch! Hey, citizens! Go-To Gary checking in.
Citizens.
Rocket! How'd you get down so fast? Because I'm Rocket! Okay, he is taking this stunt to a whole new level. Definitely lost his mind. Rocket, that was uber cool. Rocket! And that's it for today. Now it's up to you. Create your own No Limits challenge. No Limits! Check out more No Limits videos to get inspired. It's your city. No Limits. No Limits!
So what's interesting about that, I understand now why Dawn asked, is it the new stunts? But that's an existing stunt set that they just used in that video.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem to be more just kind of a generic
thing.
Yeah, like what was the other one they were doing? The Rebuild Your World campaign or whatever it is. It just seems like another campaign.
Yeah.
But promoting City in particular.
Yeah, because here's the Penguin slushy van.
And I'm assuming you turned down your audio because turned down the audio on the video because it was coming through kind of loud.
Freaking loud. What's this? I'm Wanda about. No, that's cute. Needs more sharks. I love that. Get ready to roll with me in the awesome Lego City No Limits crew. Check out this teaser and prepare for a wild ride. There's a whole bunch of thrilling episodes. So is this just using city sets to make them more like testosterone-y?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm wondering. I don't know if that accounts for some of the, crazy increase in prices on some areas. It's just advertising, man.
Yeah. Some original music is actually kind of nice. Oh, I like those buildings. So it's literally like He-Man was just there to like sell action figures. This YouTube channel is just there to sell Lego City sets.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be.
I don't think it's a new line. Like, someone correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe the information is on brick set. But we're not going there.
I don't think it's a new line. I think those all appear to be pretty standard sets that they've done in the past.
What is this?
Oh. They do have this. They do have this Racer series that's out right now.
Yeah.
They only have like 3 or 4 sets in it. But maybe that's the line that we've been talking about?
Where is it? Share your screen. What are you looking at?
There's a couple of sets. There's like a spy car one and another one. Okay, give me a second.
Oh, take your time.
I mean, we're not doing anything exciting today.
Yeah, there's only like 17 people staring at you, apparently.
Hey, everyone seems to be really engaged in chat today. It's pretty crazy.
So, actually, we've missed a bunch.
I know, it's hard to keep up this week. Normally we can. They've just been a crazy number.
While you look at that, I will get myself back to where I will get us back to where we were at with the comments. Charlie Kaufman says he's also noticed that since Lego bought Bricklink, prices have been easing up slowly, but still getting higher. Other thing about Bricklink pricing is that a lot of the basic pieces have increased to pick-a-brick prices. At least that was the case when they first bought it. I haven't checked in a while. We got a monkey. I don't know. Citizens. Yeah, I like that too. It's kind of cute.
The Citizens.
Yeah. Stop trying to make fetch happen. This is what makes me ask about stunts. Yes, exactly. I saw that when you showed when we played that video, but that is an existing set. I think stunts is going out of production.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. I knew what it was, and you should have remembered this because they were present at Brick World Chicago as a sponsor, a feature or whatever.
Oh, 2K Drive.
Yeah, 2K Drive.
Oh, this is coming from 2K Drive. So I want to bring this up real quick before we look through these sets. Lego Team B says truth in advertising. When are we going to call out that seeing minifigures depicted with this amount of articulation is a bald-faced lie or a comb-over face lie? I agree 100%. Like that sort of animation and that's what they do a lot of that like artwork of showing like their elbows not open at all.
Yeah.
That's not a bad set though. That looks pretty, but I think
the price per parts on it's solid too. 359 parts for $30, and it's tied into a video game.
They're working with an outside company, so it's like their own IP. How did
THERE?
Why isn't this $50? It is.
No, you ignored me on that one. Okay.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
You said it's their own property. I said THERE, just to mess with you.
I feel messed with. Well done.
You're welcome.
Well played, sir.
That is a cool set though. I like that one.
Yeah, it feels like this. It feels like it's a way they're trying to get kids to get more interested in City. Almost like City isn't selling as well, or for them to sell it better, they're like, "Hey, let's show how hip our sets are."
Yeah,
we're down with the Z. It does look stunts-ish. I mean, we also were
doesn't actually have a function though, right? Because I mean, the stunt sets. If you've come to any of the Brick World shows and you've seen David Turner running the stunts things, they're fun. They have functions. The little motorcycles zip pretty well. So
it is fun. I played. I've been on Brick World shows where somehow I've had time to play with stunt bikes. They're fun.
Yeah. So I mean, they're fun, but they're
And I've talked to Lego store employees, one of which is on our own staff, that says like they sell more stunt bikes when they're doing in-store demonstrations, and so that's why it does. Yeah, because you can't see it from the packaging, so it's not even like a bad graphic design thing. It's like you can't figure out what it does until you have it in your hand. Otherwise, it looks like you're paying $8 for a motorcycle and a minifigure. Speaking of graphic design, touch your nose if you saw my recent post in my Discord thread, just to make sure you saw it. So just make sure that you post it in Discord, text me about it, and then comment in the live stream. I don't know what you're talking about. I love that he corrected his grammar because he spelled stunts with an S the first time. Thank you, Michael Fujiwara, for correcting your own grammar for me. I love that so much. I just want more. Does that say CTA?
GTA.
No, so CTA is Chicago Transit Authority. I was like, you want to see CTA sets? What is GTA? Grand Theft Auto. There we go.
GTA, Grand Theft Auto.
I don't know that they'll ever partner with
Rockstar.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that those two properties are compatible in that way.
Right. What's testosterone? Is that Italian? No, but it's the new San Francisco treat. I am quoting friends there.
Those are all in response to you commenting that it was more testosterone. That's what they were trying to inject with those videos.
I literally did say testosterone though. Yes. Which I meant as an adjective.
Testosterone. With an I, folks, with a Y.
We had a good conversation about that one word. New Hashima card.
Vinny Testaverde was an NFL quarterback. Go sports ball. You are correct. Vinny Testaverde was.
I like this though.
He's going to have a better year this year than Aaron Rodgers.
Aren't we all? Oh yeah. They never did a biker bar set for stunts. That would have been fun, or like an actual biker, because with all the bikes, they really did never have that like familiar sort of like what's the Guardian Angels or Hell's Angels?
Hell's Angels.
Yes. Well, there's Guardian Angels too, which I've run into several times because I live in the Midwest and had trouble when I was younger. So I know those guys. we don't talk about Aaron anymore. So the bane of my existence is that I get two people that people tell me that I look like. One is Ben Stiller. The other is Aaron Rodgers. And I'm like, unfortunately for myself, like probably before my hairline was receding, or probably when I was younger, I actually did have it as recently as this year. Someone told me I looked like Aaron Rodgers, but I didn't like that comment this year at all. But we can talk about him. He's a human being. Existential dread. We don't wish anything negative on anybody, because we're all suffering from the human condition.
Except for Aaron Rodgers.
What is my mouse doing?
I don't know.
It's literally
Jordan Love still owns the Bears. Everybody owns the Bears this year.
Yeah, they own themselves today, didn't they?
They did. The Vikings finally won.
4-1. It was the Broncos.
It was the Broncos. It's not just that
Oh,
you
the
lost.
Vikings. Oh, sorry.
The Vikings finally won, but the
Sorry.
Bears blew it
Oh my God.
to the terrible Broncos.
It's 4-1. Let's go for it. We're in
Those
field goal
kicking
range.
like Hell's
Let's
Angels
just
are
go for
hardy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, how are we doing? So we're at 2 hours and 22 minutes. Do we have any peas left?
We did have one P left. We've just
What
been
is
going
it?
a little ham today. The last thing on here. Oh,
Is it pretzels?
no, purchases.
Oh, nice.
Purchases. We've got any. It is October 1st, which means new Lego sets have come out today. But maybe we've got some other stuff that we've been looking to purchase.
Yeah, mine's not an October 1st purchase.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well,
What you got?
mine first because mine's a little bit older. I finally got this.
Yay!
I know. I didn't know that it made a little tower.
Yeah, well, you stack them together.
How adorable is that?
It is super adorable.
But look at all the colors. I think this is very, I'm excited about this. I could take this apart and just do a set bash. Not a set bash, an alternate build.
An alternate build.
I burped in the middle of that. An alternate build.
An alternate build.
I think that would be a good use of my time because it just seems like cathartic and fun. And I could probably be really creative with these, not only the colors, but the molds, right? Hey, this is drawing up some comments. What are they saying?
Let's see here.
Oh, wait. Let's start with this one. The Tainted are well-wishers in that we don't wish anyone specific harm. That's right. I don't know who Mo is, but we don't wish Aaron Rodgers any harm. Tearing your Achilles tendon.
Okay.
Is a nightmare.
I would like to say one thing to Lego Team B. You're from Australia. You're not from the Midwest. You don't get it. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I don't want him as a human to be harmed. I want him as a football player to go away.
I want all football players to watch rugby and watch how those athletes treat sportsmanship, because it's always inspiring. As much as they beat the crap out of each other on the pitch, it's they all respect each other.
Afterwards give each other little hugs and kisses and well wishes.
And punch each other in the face. But at the same time, it's a testosterone way.
It's the testosterone way.
Respecting. Crystal says that it is. It's the most adorable set ever. I'm in love with it. If I could marry it, I would. Dawn, she's been here the whole time. I know. So I like the little creepy mushroom people. I don't know what they are, but they come in light aqua in this, and so I'm I can get down with this because they look like little ghosts. One of them is a personal chef, so you can hire him to give you a little mushroom ghost dinner. And this one's a wizard.
Duh. Obviously.
This one's a blacksmith, a lumberjack,
Looks like a blacksmith,
a Viking, a pirate.
He looks like a blacksmith. Let's go with blacksmith.
Let's also go with Viking. He's a Viking
blacksmith. A Viking blacksmith.
But
why not?
So many is right because they have cool yellow, light aqua, lavender, medium lavender, magenta, bright light orange, gold. But no, it's all perfect. I will use all of these, every single piece from this. That should be my next big challenge for if we're gonna think outside the blocks. We're gonna leave this set on the side of my build table, and I'm going to build everything I build by the end of 2024 is going to use every one of these pieces. I don't know how many mocks that'll take, but all these pieces will be used in some even the gold.
I like that. I like that as a challenge.
It's a fun challenge. It's a fun.
It's like it's not a seed part. It's a seed set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna like decorate because what if this set to me is inspiring. I want to make a Fabuland village, and this is the dream village, and it has like all my favorite colors in it. It has like really creative stuff happening. I don't want to watch the show because I like the world that it builds for me without knowing what's happening in the show. I'd rather imagine the world instead of watching it and see and being disappointed.
Never meet your heroes. In this case, the origin of the set.
That's right. So let's just be inspired and let's think outside the blocks.
John says the Dreamling Village was in a short bit of one video. Even though it's a cute set, there were other things featured prominently in the series that didn't make it into sets.
Thus why I'm not going to watch the series.
Yeah.
So I don't have this bitter taste in my mouth.
Dream sets definitely have a unique part selection.
And Joellen, like if there was something that in the series that inspired you, build those. Like just take pieces, like build it, make it happen. Bring it to Brickworld Fort Wayne in 8 days.
I have a question, and Fabuland Bakery asked it. Were there any slimy tongues in that set?
No, so it's the perfect set. It's 0 slimy tongues.
Slimy tongue free.
I got this one.
Joellen confirms the Dreamling guy is a red-headed Viking blacksmith. She just says he's a blacksmith, but I'm gonna go with the rest of it. Oh, Bunchu.
Yeah, I love Bunchu, but you know what? There's slimy freaking tongues coming off of their skates.
Yeah. And there's a suggestion at where you could put your slimy tongues if there were any. Apparently the Fabuland Bakery must have had some cute little trees off to the side or something. Mark will have to use all the slimy pieces. None in that set. He didn't say the entire Dreams line. He said that particular set.
No tongues. No tongues.
And Hawkeye Lego Man said those pieces could be used in the Fabulantis collab, of course.
Fabulantis.
Good call, Mark. Watching the show, okay as it is nothing on what you can imagine. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, it's only okay. That's disappointing. Hi, baby.
Okay as it is. I don't know.
It doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement. Hi, sweetheart.
Joel, and this sounds more like a threat than anything else.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you any of mine. I've sent Joellen several pieces. Oh, by the way, Joellen, our Eurobricks collab for 2024 for
Are you supposed to say it? I don't even know what it is. So
I'll do it this way. Joellen, one of your favorite themes that is not Halloween or Christmas, but it's one that I gave you. I mailed several parts to you for that I had never had any use for. Well, now we're building in that scale. And I sent you all of my parts for it, which is fine. We're sourcing them from other places, but I was just like, I never thought I'd have a use for these, but now we do. Tried to throw them all away, but they pulled me back in.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But I thought you'd appreciate that, Joel, and maybe you even want to join Eurobricks for this year because I bet you'd make an amazing module for this.
And Crystal, she's throwing out the no. Don't talk about it, Mark.
No,
sign. No surprise.
We don't talk about Fight Club. Sorry.
Oh.
Joel knows exactly what I mean. I love this.
I can borrow them back if you need them.
No, use them for your own module and join us. Come to Brickworld Chicago and bring us a module because I'll explain it to you at Fort Wayne. It's twice up your alley. It actually combines two of your favorite themes.
All right, maybe you're gonna give Crystal a heart attack if you keep talking. And I don't even know what the theme is because I haven't been on Eurobricks, but
you haven't?
No, I've been doing SHIPtember, my friend. I'll get out there eventually.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not mad. They don't have to
that's
copyright on presets, so they make yeah.
Right, yeah. They
But
don't have
to pay copyright
to pay a licensing
either.
deal,
They don't have to pay copyright. We keep talking at the same time. Sorry. They don't have to pay copyrights on friend sets either, but they're jacking the prices up on those.
Yeah. Yeah,
Three
I don't know.
6 pieces, $50. No.
I guess we're just gonna have to pay attention to this
Yeah.
emerging trend and
Well,
and
it's
see
not
what
like
happens.
I don't think they can't have imagined that they were going to get away with it without people noticing.
I don't
Since
know.
I know they're very well aware that people pay attention to price per piece. Yeah, we probably did.
Which one are you talking about,
You say
Fabian Bakery?
Lasso.
This one, I clicked on it.
He said Lucky Lucky before that?
Well, I think it was lucky that there weren't any slimy tongues in that set,
I know, right?
and then
Yes. Yeah.
slimy tongues in the next one. So I don't think there's
Oh,
skipped anyone.
thank you. Lucky me now. They're gonna buy.
So apparently we've already given Crystal a heart attack. You don't need to do more.
Aw,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are you really? I mean,
Well,
he's sorry. Crystal, he's
so
sorry, but he's not that sorry.
if she knew Joellen, I think she'd feel very secure.
Okay.
Joellen's like has worked as staff. Like her son has worked for me. Like they're like two of the people that like lead. Sorry if you guys aren't actually in the leadership positions in this group, but Fort Lug, like one of the lugs that we work with at shows, I trust her. I trust her to know this stuff, and she will bury it. She will bury this theme because it's two of her favorites, and I can't. I wish it was 8 days away from now, just so I could talk to Joellen right now and tell her exactly what's going on. But
Yeah.
Crystal, it's okay. Trust me.
Trust me. Trust me, bro. Trust me.
Goal, right?
The trust me, bro guarantee.
Like, trust me in the way that I say it'll be done by the time I get there.
Yeah. Well,
don't trust me that way.
so that was your purchase. My wife brought this to me right before we started the show.
Let's highlight you.
Ta-da! There it is, the Viking. Oh,
I'm trying. You're all right.
Because I clicked it at the same time, my friend. Here we go. This is
Oh!
Le Viking Village. Look at that.
Oh my god.
I'm seeing it in close up. There are a lot of things I'm noticing about it.
You have not opened it yet.
No, she just brought it in. Got to remember, I'm still
Kidding.
editing my dang pictures for SHIPtember, and being on a live stream. But anyway, but yeah, here it is in the flesh. There's a lot of things that I'm liking on this that I'm seeing. I really like the shields, shield prints, and these prints down here by the.
And they're not stickers, right?
They appear to be prints, but I'm gonna have to verify that when I start working on it.
So real quick, I just want to tell Joellen, tell Mike.
One here.
Mike, I think she already has all the pieces that we would need for her to join us. So no worries there. Faberland Bakery says the Piking Pillage.
The Piking Pillage brought to you by the letter P. He gets it.
From Crick World. Oh no, I did it.
There it is.
Just order the Alpine Lodge. Yes, I have that up. Actually, that was one of the other things I wanted to talk about. But
thanks, Gary. Yes, I know. Here's the thing, Gary. I'm going to build this one. I'm taking it out of the box. I don't care if the box is dented. But yes, if I had been buying it in person, this was my gripe today. I've been busy all day taking pictures and editing them, going to my kids' sports events. But I said, hey,
sports
I'm in Minnesota. The headquarters of Target is here. This is supposed to be the Target Vote Super Lego Idea set. I'm going to buy it at Target today.
Target.
I ordered it there because they weren't out on the shelves. I'm sure they restock on Tuesdays or something. So
and all the Vikings moved to Minnesota.
This is where all the Vikings live. And so, yeah, my wife went and picked it up while I was still getting ready for the show. So I'm excited to build it probably sometime tomorrow. But yes, they did not give me a nice box. That is for sure true.
They stopped giving discounts on dented boxes, scratch and dents.
I think there's a difference between what would be considered a damaged box and this one. I think they'd let this one slide.
Well, it looks beautiful. I'm excited to see it.
I am seeing lots of cool pieces in here. So maybe we can talk about it next week after I've built it and I've looked at some parts and techniques and what it can do for us. I'm also liking this hair piece down here.
Me too.
I don't know if we've seen that one before or not, but
I don't know either.
And no complaints. I think this is a $140 set. Look at the price to parts ratio on this.
I can't see the parts count. Oh,
2103.
Oh no! What is that? What does that equate to?
I don't know. It's good. Let's just say it's good. Let's just say it's a good number. It's a
140
pleasant number.
It's $140.
I think so.
How many pieces?
2103.
Oh my god, that is 6.5 cents. I'm sorry, 6 2/3.
Wow.
6 2/3 cents per part. Y'all are messing with us.
Mhm.
Why is that white plant piece to the left just sticking out of the top that far from the?
I'm assuming that is smoke coming out of.
Oh, okay. I
Spouse confirms, probably because she picked it up, that it was in fact $130.
$130?
Yeah.
What's the parts again?
2103. You just did the math.
But you said 140, so it's
130. I think it's 129. Yeah. Okay, I was $10 off.
Less than 6 1/3. It's like 6.1 cents per piece.
It's pretty awesome. Plus, buy it at Target. Use your red card. Save 5%.
Bricklock just joined us. Bricklock, you missed a lot, but we're talking about the piking pillage now.
Piking pillage on P Day here.
They do pillage.
They do. Pikings do pillage. That is true.
Gumby smoke. Oh, I just had a long conversation with my husband about what Gumby was, because Orion has her favorite toy, which is Gumby, and Matt never. I almost called my husband my dog. Matt never watched Gumby, so I was explaining what Gumby was.
Matt, even if you never watched Gumby, you at least know what Gumby is.
Well, I was explaining to him why I had nightmares still recurring about characters from the show. Anyway.
Well, that's interesting.
The blockheads terrify me. Anyway.
My sister, my younger sister, lovely person, she's always been terrified of E.T.
Really? Why?
I don't know. But she has. And like, even if I I was at Target the other day, they had a pop culture section, and they had a picture of E.T. I'm going to put us both up on screen here again.
Mm-hmm.
They had a picture of E.T. or a figure of E.T. like in a dress, like when they dress him up to disguise him, because he doesn't look like a freak now in an old lady wig and a dress with coconuts for breasts or something. Like, he looked completely insane in it. But I sent her the picture of that.
What else?
And she was just like, "Why did you do that to me? I'm gonna have nightmares for a month."
So I had I was 7 when we saw E.T. when it came out.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you were 7 or old or older when E.T. came out. The first scene in the cornfield where he finds E.T. scared the living daylights out of me.
Elliot.
I didn't want to watch the rest of the show. No, it's long before he can say Elliot. I wanted by the way, the Palpatine plodge. I love the P theme for the night. So here's a question. Bricklock says, "Did you announce when badges open?" Nope, I didn't. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me check my calendar. Make sure I get this right. It will be much later this year than last year, but we're working on something. It will be November 13th.
This is registration for Chicago?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm always super slow with registration, but.
So now the answer is yes. We opened it on like August 1st last year. Oh, whoops.
I can take the Viking Village out here.
Yes. Thank you, Monica. We want. Well, wait, no, don't. We want to see the back of the box.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it.
I was scared of a lot of things in freaking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Bricklock on Eye. Yes.
Oh, I like this. Did you see this? So we've got a Viking artisan here painting the shield. So we have the Viking artisan with the paintbrush, a blank shield, and then a painted one next to it.
Are we hitting this at the same time? I'm trying to highlight you.
What are you trying to? You're just trying to solo this? No, I'm not hitting. Okay.
Thank you.
I got it.
My mouse is
right
broken.
here. So we've got
my
little
mouse
artisan lady with the nice hair.
Oh, nice.
She's painting the shields. I didn't notice that before.
Oh, okay. So Fabulous Bakery is like trying to trigger Monica by saying Monica doopity doo. You're awful, sir. I was in the womb when ET came out. Close enough. That's fine. That's okay. I accept.
Hey, at least you're in the womb.
I don't think I can be that patient. I know I can't. Okay.
So is that doopity doo thing somebody being terrified of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something? Yeah. I don't even know.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, not the book, the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be the same time, Bricklock. Well, yeah, it'll be the same time. Yeah, you do. Well, our Boo banner is gone. Where'd it go?
Oh, it's there.
Where?
It's under banners. It's there.
Got it.
Thank you. I'm not going to delete that.
You're
as
welcome.
Long as Hawkeye Lego Man is attending the live streams, I'm not deleting it. Sorry, Alex.
He's good.
I know he's good. Doesn't change the fact that I need to boo him frequently.
Right. Yeah. We all do.
Yeah.
Bicentennial babies. That's right. So when I was in, I think, first grade, someone else who had the same birthday as me brought cupcakes with American flags in them. And they said it's because you're bicentennial babies. And I thought it was just October 26th.
It's the year, Mark. So you got married. You were born the same year my parents got married. They were married in the bicentennial.
Oh, so they're about to celebrate their 47th anniversary, right?
No, that would be difficult because my mother's deceased. But yes, they would be if she was still alive. Well, yes, that's okay. But yeah, that's what I remember from that year, and I wasn't even alive then. But still, an important year for me.
I love
Mark was born, and my parents got married.
Nice. Sorry for momentarily forgetting.
That's okay.
What we hold in common.
That's okay. That's okay. You were excited. You were excited to celebrate love, my friend.
I was all excited about getting dates lined up. Nice. Michael Fujiwara is there with me as well.
So you're basically what I'm hearing is you are with my sister on the ET being terrifying.
No, because like
you got over it and realized that ET was precious and cute and funny.
Well, I know that there was a terrifying scene in like getting the oops, sorry. Get what? getting when he first met ET was scared, and ET like threw his arms over his head and screamed.
Yeah.
And I was like, scared the shit out of it. Like, by the way, we went to see the movie. They're like, hey, it was like after school on like a Tuesday. They're like, we're gonna go see ET. And I was like, I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And so I went to see it, and I was like, in the first like 15 minutes, I was terrified. I was like, what are you doing to me on a school night?
But somehow you got through it.
Yeah, totally. It's a great movie, right?
Yeah. I want to see now, because after talking to Simon last week, now that SHIPtember's done.
Oh,
by the way, still not done with the pictures. The good old the Creator movie that's now coming out. That looks interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be any good.
I don't either.
But I'm highly interested in a lot of it.
Should we share with everyone Simon's ship?
Yes. Yes, let's do that. I was calling it the Blue Shark, which is perhaps not fair. But parts of it kind of reminded me of a shark while he was working on it.
Well, he certainly worked with color theory, For sure. Can you stop sharing your screen?
Yes, I can.
Get that out of there. Let's see. Which one shall I choose? There's the atlas there. Allow. So this is Simon's.
Yes, indeedy.
Look at that. It's a great color scheme. I like the neon yellow.
Yeah, the highlighter yellow.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I accidentally, because I wanted like a, what's it called? The cool yellow to make Fabuland houses out of for my like Fabuland village that may never happen. And I accidentally ordered this color.
The
This
highlighter yellow.
yes. And I
Yeah.
don't want it. I don't want it at all, but it's used so well here.
I guess also, according to Simon and I think some other people, it reacts quite vigorously under blacklight. So, in case you were curious.
So Fabuland Bakery is talking about Large Marge in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and apparently Pee-wee's Big Top is just as disconcerting. Bricklock says his grandma took him to see E.T., and he actually went more than once. Yeah, so did we actually. Yes, Hawkeye, you are beautiful. This is a great composition. What's this piece here? Can you see my mouth?
No.
You can't see.
Are you on the stream picture? Are you on this? If you share your entire screen, then I think
there
we
you
can.
go. I'm trying.
I thought I saw your mouse there for a second.
Okay, so it's the dark gray piece behind the orange to the left on the lower model. This like random,
the big rounded bally looking one.
the boob.
Yeah, I think that's probably 4 pieces.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I see it now.
Then with the nippley looking piece there at the end.
So do you see the square over the so highlighter yellow?
Yep.
You look above it, there's 2. Yes, that.
Yep.
What is that piece with the eyeballs?
That I believe is a boat stud.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Pareidolia.
We talked about that on the stream last week. Super pareidolia there, yep.
Yeah, this turned out great. He showed us like the back engine, I remember.
That's what he was working on, yep.
Yeah.
You kind of see where I kind of got the shark vibe from this a little bit?
Yeah. It seems like
it's more than just a shark, but that was kind of the vibe I got.
Well, if you look at the head, if we're talking pareidolia, if you look all the way to the right here, the orange and the lower model, pareidolia, and this is intentional. It looks to me more like a turtle face.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of got an eye.
Yeah.
An eye there with that bit and all that, yep. Well, and the other thing we talked about last week were stickers, of course, and Simon is a master at using the stickers here.
Yeah, he was talking about putting stickers on your garks or whatever. Yeah. Well, this is so well done.
Yeah, I mean, this is Simon for you. This is what he does.
Yeah.
This is his life.
You give him 30 days, he'll come up with something genius like this, right?
He didn't do it in 30 days, though. He did it in about 15.
Oh, right, because he was sick.
Yep. So this is based off another ship that he was given. It was a builder for one of the first SHIPtembers. But the concept is really interesting. So it's sort of use a ship as a ship that was already built as your concept art, sort of. Okay. And then he kind of did his own version. So it was definitely interesting. But this is definitely Simon's strong suit too. He kind of starts the same spot I do. There's a Technic frame with some plates coming off it for a base, and then he just sort of goes from there. The difference between what I do and what he does is I tend to build a lot of flat surfaces with greebles, and he uses a lot more slopes to sort of create a different type of shape.
Yeah.
So
it's very different type of shape.
Yeah, it's what do you like? And this is what he likes. And I think this one ended up being about 110 studs long.
Okay.
So still pretty big if you see it in person.
Yeah.
Not quite as hulking as the one I did, but he also did it in half the time. So,
But also it's like, it's impressive either way. Like you're going to find, if this is what you're into, you're going to find inspiration in it, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yep.
All right. So I'm looking for the outro because I was not able to upload it. So I'm just going to try to play it.
Okay. Well, we're going a little crazy today.
Just getting it ready. We don't need to leave quite yet. We have time. Do we have any more peas left?
Let's see here. Lego Hawkeye Man suggests that we look up Perry the
Platypus?
the platypus, if you don't know what I mean. I think that's from some sort of cartoon, probably.
Yeah, it's from the Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, Perry the
But I don't know
platypus.
why we would look him up
I
unless
don't know.
the spaceship reminded him of that.
Fabian Bakery says that I said nipply. I think I did. That's true. I did. Look, Mark called it a boob. I was just adding that it had a nipple. That's all.
I don't know why we have so many platypus comments. How did that happen?
Well, this week it started with a P, my friend.
Yeah.
Brick Orphanage is trying to catch up on the entire show.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
It was a bit mean.
Oh, the spaceship was Perry's colors.
Oh, okay.
He was kind of like that aqua bluish color with like an orange bill.
Fair enough.
Fabian Bakery says, "Give peas a chance." We're busting out some puns today, and we do have a banner for that.
Ooh, pun alert!
Pun alert!
Hey, it's happening.
Usually, I save that one for myself, but
right,
we'll give it to you today, Fabian Bakery. So,
I would say one of those comments reminded me of something. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's it. So Simon's ship reminded people of Perry the Platypus, although it's not necessarily shaped like a platypus.
It's the colors.
It's the colors, but like think of how many times that like people ask you like, "Oh, is this?"
It's Star Wars, yeah.
Is it Star Wars? Like when I did the
Homeworld
NALTC Christmas show, and I brought the Ready Set Escargot. I had 2 snails, and like I didn't have enough room to do a race, so I had them doing a joust, which is just as funny.
It is just as funny.
And they're like, "Oh," like I had so many people say like, "Oh, Star Wars," and I was like, finally, I asked them, and I was like, "Why did you call? Why do you think
Star Wars?
Star Wars?" And they're like, "Well, because it's different." Like that's your only source for something you don't know is Star Wars. Like you don't think that maybe it's just made up.
Yeah. I mean, if it was from something, Star Wars is probably pretty low on the list for jousting snails.
Right.
I'm just
saying.
But
apparently, otherwise, it's the highest on the list if they have no idea.
The snail race was funny. The snail jousting gets me just as much, though. I'm gonna be honest.
And it only happened once, so oh dear Lord, we have a ton of comments since that came up.
I know the chat is on fire today.
The tainted is burning.
The tainted.
Consult your physician.
I am gonna leave that one alone.
Yep. Oh, we got that. Yep. Wow, a lot of them are just talking to each other or us, and just like
or us and each other.
Begin with P. Yes. That was another opportunity we missed. Was like pun night. P was a very good letter. It's per.
You know what? We still have time for pun night.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, you have one loaded up. Do you have a pun in the canon, Ben?
I don't, but I could, a dad joke night.
Yeah, we can have that for when brought to you by the letter D.
I have lots of dad jokes in my database. So, we could always go there.
Yeah. Your database meaning your brain.
Not my database. My database. I'm too Midwestern. I have the I can't pronounce a T, it becomes a D issue anyway. So
Or you leave them out entirely, as in the words important. Or if you're calling someone Martin, you make no sound there.
Martin.
Say Martin.
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 I don't
Martin,
know.
it's not Martin, it's Martin. Or
I don't know
important.
about those.
Important. Say important.
Important.
You really
Important.
pronounce the T.
Oh, of course
You
I
say
don't.
D.
No,
You
of
say
course I don't.
important.
It's just like what do you put on your toast? Butter. What do you drink from
Butter.
that bottle? Water.
It's
It's
not
not water. It's water.
It's not like that. Say important.
Important.
No,
I can't do it now that you're asking me to say it. I can't. Important.
Yeah. Okay, do it again.
So I skipped one of them. Important.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I skipped one, but I said the other.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird that we make no sound there, but some sort of sound that is like untrackable. Important.
Yeah. Well, there was this big thing around Christmas. There were all these memes. Elf on a Shelf is a big thing. They were doing Grogu, but Baby Yoda on Minnesota. And I'm like, Yoda and Minnesota don't actually rhyme.
No.
But because we can't say it.
Do you say Minnesota?
No, I say Minnesota. Everybody in
Minnesota. Yeah, Yoda and
Minnesota
rhyme.
They do, but that's not how you actually pronounce the word.
But
He's not Yota.
But it's how you it is how you pronounce the word.
It's not how you should pronounce it.
No, but we do, and that's okay.
I get it.
So
it's just like people who live in Louisville.
Or Norfolk.
Yeah.
Or Nolans.
Or what's that other place? Lancaster.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
I guess it's not Lancaster, it's Lancaster.
Lancaster.
I guess. I don't know.
That feels gross.
Don't ask me. I'm not from there.
I don't remember Never Ending Story the way other people do, where they have kind of like a shrine to it. So there were snail riders there, but yeah, sorry, we came up with our own idea. That's my point. Is like the idea does not need to be compared to something that already exists. It's an original idea that we did not sit around and say like, hey, let's do a snail race like they did in Neverending Story. That's my point.
Very true. In fact, we were trying very, very hard to pick two completely random things and just make it funny.
Monday Punday. Well, it's Saturday. It's Sunday.
Sunday Punday.
Sunday Punday works better.
It does work better. Who said Monday Punday? It was Hawkeye Lego Man, of course. I knew it was you. I knew it.
Well, hold on. We can get this. Well, they both rhyme the same way, to be fair. But also, learn what day it is, my friend.
If this stream goes much longer, it will be Monday. We're almost at 10 o'clock. This is maniacal.
Butter. No. It's not butter. My point is, y'all.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. It's not guttural. It's glottal. So it's a glottal stop. We say important. So we go from important. We go from the to the important. Important. We leave two letters out entirely. That's why, like, when you hear someone say important, you're like, you're not from the Midwest. You're just not. Louisville. Yep.
Which, where it always gets me when people say it this way. Hamburger. When they say hamburger.
Oh, that's jarring. I don't know where I hear that. I went
listen for that one. Hamburger.
I want Hawkeye to build Yoda drinking a soda because he's very good at like 1-to-1 scale. He did the great Hawkeye bust. Not Hawkeye. Well, she is. What's her name? What's the Kate Bishop? There we go.
Kate Bishop.
He did a great Kate Bishop bust, and I think he'd do an amazing.
Yoda drinking a soda.
Like, I know it doesn't rhyme, but I want to see Grogu drinking a soda. Baby Yoda drinking a soda.
Baby Yoda drinking a soda.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what everyone calls Grogu.
How do you pronounce this word?
Worcestershire.
But yeah, but it's like Worcester is the way to say it.
Worcestershire.
If you're from Maryland, you say Worcester.
Yeah.
From what
I'm not even gonna pretend to try to say what the people from Boston say. I'm out.
Martin. Yeah, exactly. Martin. So there's no noise there where the T is. You don't say Martin, you say Marty. When you say Martin, it's a glottal stop. But it's not like a Cockney glottal stop where it's just like we just take a like almost like a breath there. Important.
Important.
No, you don't say.
Important.
You do not say important.
I don't.
I heard you say important.
I've never said important in my whole life.
Important.
Important.
No, you don't either.
Important.
Puns are
Important.
Alex's.
Important.
I
Important.
love Alex on the live stream so much
Important.
because
Important.
in person,
Important.
There you go.
Important is what I say. Yes.
important. That's how you say it. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I love Hawkeye so much because in person he is introverted, like introverted, but he is like a smart ass on the live stream. I love his personality coming out this way. What a fun person. If you guys have never met Alex Neary, and you may never because he's so introverted that you might not even notice that he's there.
Mhm.
But he is just the best personality. I love this guy.
Yes, Omega, we know it's not Baby Yoda. Gary throwing in a Worcestershire.
Yeah, no, he's got it. Worcester is how you say it. It's like the worst, the worst, like ignoring syllables on the entire list that we have.
So I was in Target.
You guys, we need to go to bed.
It's true. I gotta finish editing these fire trucking photos too to get them posted. But I was in Target around Christmas time. They had Elf on the Shelf, and next to Elf on the Shelf, they had Mensch on a bench, for Hanukkah. So I was like, okay, yes, I get it. Now we're doing silliness here. So.
Well, at least you got back to the story.
Yeah.
All right. How many more comments do we have to go?
For the love of all that's holy, not Baby Yoda. He's Baby whatever Yoda's species is. I believe the official name of Yoda's species is Yoda species.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something I'd like to learn is like what the name of the species is.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye says, I'll add it to my to-do list. It's a great...
We got grammar and linguistics today, talking about our Midwestern inability to say a T today in the middle of a word.
Yeah. So that's phonetics.
Important. I got it. Yep, that's what I say.
That's exactly how we say it. Good job, Hawkeye. So to correct Monica, it's what did I just say? Phonetics.
Phonetics.
We are
extroverts. That's
Speak
different.
I am.
Mark's an actual extrovert.
Unapologetic extrovert. I cannot help myself.
Right. That's why he asked me to do the live stream. He thought I would calm him down or something. No chance.
No chance.
That's not how it works with him.
Alex is awesome. So Alex and Dawn worked together all weekend on the interactive display. Like, I think we have new besties, but also they killed it. They made they love each other and I love them both. They engaged a lot of public and made some really cool public built displays. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, sorry. Good night. I'm going to bed. Wikipedia has it as your species. Of course they do. Until Disney tells us what it's called, there's no official entry. Small carnivorous humanoid. Yeah, stop eating the frog's babies. That episode made me mad. And Monica Berry says, but terms like glottal stops are part of linguistics, but they're also part of phonetics. Ugh. But they're both right. So
don't get him started.
Yeah.
Don't get him started. Remember where our biggest controversy was you getting mad at Michael Fujiwara for saying the wrong there or typing
that was
wrong
like
there.
what, 20 minutes ago?
20 minutes ago. Look at how long the stream's gone.
Was that our biggest controversy ever? Yeah. Alex works his patootie off. All right.
Well,
so
it's P week.
It is. And I think, all right, Joel and Child says, were you an English language teacher in another life? But no, I don't know where this came from. I don't know where I became a
Joellen, he's just annoying in this life. That's all it is.
I don't know where I became a grammar bully, but I am. And I apologize, but it means a lot to me. Yeah, we're almost done. We're wrapping it up. Husband checking on dinner. I know. Yikes. So yeah, Dawn is a great person. Someone hold on, give me 1 second.
Guys, this is our most out of control stream yet. Like and subscribe.
Yes.
So that more people can come in. Everybody seems to be on a high from Brickworld Grand Rapids. We are getting nothing but crazy comments today.
I love Monica so much. But so my big thing is like the way I learned all this stuff was from I have two bachelor degrees, and both times I went I had minors in writing. But my big one was my first degree was in public performance. I hate to say that, it sounds pretentious, but I took a lot of phonetics classes. So not only watching the way we talk, where I'm like, let's talk for 30 minutes about how to say important, but not to correct anyone on how to say it, but just to appreciate the actual sounds that come out. So I don't mind when people like have like dialects and like have like their unique voices, but get the words right when you have your dialect. I don't know where it came up, but it does. Like in the Midwest, we have a big pronoun problem where it's like, I went to the store with her. She and I went to the store. I went to the store with her. Like there are ways to use pronouns that you can easily solve. We'll get into that on another day, but apparently it's definitely time to end because Matt is angry that food is here.
We don't want that.
No, I think he just came home, but it's
okay.
also thin.
It is, and I got 2 hours to finish editing this picture. P this week was for party. We certainly had one.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Public performance, another couple P's. And we've driven Michael Fujiwara's, whoever Banda is, I don't know. But whoever that is, we've driven them from the stream, it sounds like.
All right.
And we've got a hangry Matt, so we've got to wrap it up. We don't want Matt to get any more hangry than he already is.
Let me see if I've got this right yet. Nope. Hold on. Sharing screen is hard. Share screen. Come on. All right. So select a window. I said outro. That wasn't right. Studio calculator outro. There it is. All right. So Ben, get the banner up.
I will get it up. Yeah. I will do two things. Banner 1, show 4, next week, as far as I know.
And then Bob Ross?
And then, of course, our other banner. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Here we go, outro.
There's a slide on the police station.
That is my favorite thing I've ever seen. Hey, you know what it's for? It's for the, oh no, it starts with the lifestyle shot. These kids were beamed back from the 70s and he is touching nothing. They're not even trying anymore. He's like,
wait a minute.
Look at the pile of guns. It's the same one from the aircraft carrier.
It is, but look at the left hand on this.
I can't. No. No.
I just want to know, because it's possible that this is the case in all of the pictures for the same person. I'm pretty sure that left hand has nail polish on the nails, but I don't think the right one does. So where did this hand come from? It's a different hand.
I have a few problems here.
Different person. It's a different color of skin tone and everything.
One of my big problems is I don't want to go back through all of their lifestyle images to find out if they all have nail polish. However, I will say I have a problem with both left hands in this particular picture because this one has necromancy. Right? He's having some sort of atrophy or some sort of like some awful muscle death, which is why he's not having fun.
Why his fingers are all stretchy. His ring finger, oh my goodness.
And this kid has a condition called
somebody else's hand. That's his problem.
I believe the actual medical condition is called my hand is too big and blurry-itis. Also, I have no wrist bones-itis. Also, my forearm isn't actually long enough to connect to my elbow-itis. These are real conditions. Google them.
Those fingers, they're clearly stretched to try to go over the car.
Again,
it looks so terrible. His middle finger is like super fat compared to the other ones.
You guys,
it's just terrible. It's just terrifying.
Let's just compare the size of fingers to 4 studs. All right, this kid's entire hand is going over 4 studs. His entire hand is big. The span of his fingers are bigger than this, without a doubt. I can't believe they didn't Photoshop this correctly to sell their product. Like, I know that's not the biggest concern about any of this, but it gets to me. Oh no.
At least nothing upside down yet.
He doesn't have necromancy. He has my left arm is Stretch Armstrongitis. With also, I don't have the correct number of wrist and hand bones-itis. And also, I'm still just not happy-itis. He's trying to fly the helicopter into the... All right, Ben, what's in the bottom right-hand corner of this picture? Oh, I know what it is. It's rich parts and pretty stickers. They told me. I don't even know why I was asking such a silly question when it says it right.
Pretty stickers, baby.
I'm criticizing the graphic design when the function of the graphic design is doing its job here. It's telling you that these are rich parts and pretty stickers.
Yeah, the police also carry
I'm sorry.
Frequently.
What'd you call them?
Sniper rifles.
What'd you call them?
The police? The pole ice? The pole ice?